Alrighty, boys and girls, the words you've all been waiting for. Good morning. No, super stock. Need you to the lanes, please. Super stock. Need you to the lanes. Warren sitting next to me tells me we're up and running on dragracer.tv. So to everybody tuning in across the country and around the world, welcome. Glad to have you. Beautiful day here in southern Louisiana, and I think it's just going to get more beautifuler. More beautifuler? It's going to be a nice day. Let's just put it that way. But glad to have you on board. DragRacer.tv issues yesterday. I think we've got everything fixed today, and we'll go from there. But right now, super stock. We need you to the lanes, please. Super stock to the lanes for qualifying.
Racers, when it is time for your next race trailer, built the way you want without compromise, look no further than Vintage Trailers. Troy Stone and the entire Vintage team has been in the custom race car trailer business for over 27 years, and for over 22 years racing alongside you using the products they build and sell. Vintage Trailers can put you in exactly the right equipment, whether it's with living quarters, bath facilities, traditional rig, or a stacker, with over 24 designs in-house or built to your specifications. No matter what the need for you, your team, or your entire race operation, Vintage Trailers has what you need. Just look for the slime green rig at the next race to see the quality, vintage manufactured custom stacker, or check them out on the web at vintagetrailers.com. Vintage Trailers, quality by design.
Superstock, do need you to the lanes, please. Superstock, need you to the lanes. We'll get rolling with qualifying session number 3 for Superstock. Super Street, you'll be behind them. Then Sportsman Motorcycle. And our JC3 Energy Super Comp Field. But right now, we need Stanfield Racing Superstock cars to the lanes, please. Qualifying session number 3. Superstock, do need you to the lanes.
$100 and $50 for runner-up. Better yet, sign up for both programs, make the final, and double your Lucas Oil contingency winnings. It's a win-win program from Lucas Oil, and program eligibility continues for 1 year from date of sign-up. New for 2020, Lucas Oil will have a representative at every Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series divisional and regional event all across the country, plus all 24 NHRA national events. Stop by the KJR Motorsports display on the Midway at NHRA national events to sign up with Kip or Cowboy, or look for the following companies at NHRA Drag Racing Series events. In Divisions 1 and 2, visit Jeff Kondratik of JKR Inc. In Division 3, sign up with Basil Race Fuels. Division 4, stop by and see Rick and Chase Huffman of Accelerated Graphics. In Division 5, visit Mike Hinch. Division 6, go to L&F Race Products. And in Division 7, see Les Figueroa of Fig Speed. Thanks for your support of Lucas Oil, and best of luck this season. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
Racers, when it is time for your next race trailer, built the way you want without compromise, look no further than Vintage Trailers. Troy Stone and the entire Vintage team has been in the custom race car trailer business for over 27 years, and for over 22 years racing alongside you using the products they build and sell. Vintage Trailers can put you in exactly the right equipment, whether it's with living quarters, bath facilities, traditional rig, or a stacker, with over 24 designs in-house or built to your specifications. No matter what the need for you, your team, or your entire race operation, Vintage Trailers has what you need. Just look for the slime green rig at the next race to see the quality, vintage manufactured custom stacker, or check them out on the web at vintagetrailers.com. Vintage Trailers, quality by design. If you're a new car dealership principal, service manager, or parts manager, turn to the source dealers trust, Service Department Solutions. With over 40 years of industry experience, the SDS team will help you improve your processes and increase your profits. They will work with you to improve sales and service processes, training, and customer retention rates, and help you work with your manufacturer to secure increases in parts and labor reimbursements that you're entitled to. In some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars left on the table. Service Department Solutions helps dealerships nationwide, and they can help you too. No upfront fees, no hassles, and no risk. Call them today at 412-651-2356 or visit them online at servicedepartmentsolutions.com. Service Department Solutions, the source dealers trust.
Get the loudest fireworks for the lowest prices at HoustonCheapFireworks.com. 11 locations fully stocked with the newest, hottest, loudest consumer fireworks by Texas Outlaw, Black Cat, Hogwild, Red Rhino, Brothers, Big, and other major brands. Go to HoustonCheapFireworks.com for the location nearest you or shop the largest selection at our indoor super warehouse on I-10 East in Channelview. HoustonCheapFireworks.com.
Crew Chief Pro is drag racing's most respected ET prediction and electronic logbook software. Since 1989, Don Higgins and his team have constantly refined Crew Chief Pro software to help racers with these important features: ET predictions, throttle stop predictions, race analysis, weather analysis, and opponent analysis. They integrate with RacePack data acquisition systems, Timeslip Simulator, and 1320 Go software, and with all performance weather stations. In addition, Crew Chief Pro carries the finest racing weather stations on the market today, alerting you via text or pager and delivering you with up-to-the-minute data critical to making the best decisions on the track. NHRA World Champions use Crew Chief Pro software and systems. Why shouldn't you? Find out more today by checking them out online at www.crewchiefpro.com.
Mosier Engineering has been racing across 4 decades with 3 generations, and we are proud to be an official NHRA sponsor here today. Everything we make, from our rear ends, axles, suspension, and even our brakes, are made with one goal in mind: so you can finish first. We offer standard 2-day turnaround on custom axles, housings, and center sections. Visit us on the web at mosierengineering.com or call and talk to our knowledgeable and friendly technicians. Remember, whether you are a weekend enthusiast or a serious racer, Mosier Engineering has the highest quality, made in the USA products for all of your extreme street and racing applications. Finish first with Mosier Engineering.
Alrighty, drivers, let's get suited up and get the day going. Super Stock going to lead us off our third qualifying session for the boys and the gals in Super Stock. Glad to see those of you in the grandstands here with us already this morning. Hope you are here to enjoy what looks to be a nigh on to perfect day of racing. Track's great. Weather you can't ask much better for. Right now, currently showing about 625 feet below sea level, corrected density altitude. Not quite as good as what we had yesterday morning when we were over 1,000 feet below, but hey, it's still pretty darn good. So Super Stock drivers, suit them up, strap in, hang on. And let's see what we got out there for you. Super Street, get them ready to roll, because your doorbell's going to ring here momentarily. But right now, it's all about Super Stock. Seeing where we are, what we got, how we're doing. Scott Gove out of Maine, sitting into number 1 spot. Joe Touton number 2. Craig Gaultier number 3. Dick Lux sitting number 4. And speaking of Mr. Lux, here he comes. Number 4 qualifier. That is a 1964 Mercury Comet. If you haven't seen one in a while, that's understandable. There weren't a lot of them back then, and there's far fewer of them now. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits, please. Super Street, need you to lane. Your turn to come on down. Dick Lux out of San Antonio, working his way down the right-hand side of the racetrack, and R.J. Sledge. His Mustang over here on the left-hand side, 1071 for R.J. 74 under the index at 121 miles an hour. Dick Lux goes cruising through at 97.8. under the index. 97.9 was under yesterday, so that car is staying dead on consistent. And that's what you like to have. A good, consistent race car. Set it like a watch. Bring it to the line. You know what you got. You're ready to play. Super Street, need you to lanes, please. Super Street, need you to the lanes. Well, we started off with Dick Lux. R.J. Sledge from over around the San Antonio area. Here comes another San Antonio-based runner, young Brittany Blackman, the wheel of her machine, your number 8 qualifier. Hot rod over there on the right-hand side of the racetrack. ...2005 Chevy Cobalt for Brittany and Pete Peary. Working his way down track. Louis, Texas-based runner. The 10 flat index goes 9 at 23. 77 under for Pete. He's your number 5 qualifier. So those sitting atop the heap look like they want to come out and make their runs early. 980. 134 for Brittany. Slides in at 84 under, not quite her 86 under lap from yesterday. Still pretty darn good. Bobby Cassard, Super Stock L Automatic Firebird over on the right-hand side. Hustling to the other end of the racetrack, Elijah Boyd. 883, 152 miles an hour for Elijah. 76 under his index. 1041, 127. Bobby Cassard, 103. Onto the index for Bobby, into the number 4 qualifying spot now. Goes from the bottom of the sheet all the way up to number 4. If you're new to the sport of drag racing and Super Stock and stock class, qualify against the national index. What Dale Hultquist and Trevor Boyd are doing right now. Dale's over on the right-hand side. The Houston-based runner goes through 10:10 at 131. Trevor Boyd over on the left-hand side, 996 at 133 miles an hour. 83 under the index. How low you go against your respective class index determines your spot on the ladder. Qualify on the ladder just like the March meet, just like the Sweet 64 in NCAA basketball. Everybody is laddered up, paired up, work your way through eliminations. We do the same. Here's David Rampy. Rampy at the wheel. Chevy Deuce on the left-hand side. Mike Braswell, classic Chevy runner. Loses a little trim plate off the back of the Deuce over on the right-hand side. 973 at 133. Zeke goes hustling down the racetrack at 81 under. 980 for David. Rampy goes in at 79 under the index. Rampy sitting number 15. He was 80 under yesterday. So again, the car staying good, tuned, solid, and consistent. As Cleve Stewart, Jacob Pitt roll in next. The Mopar machines. Hemi Kuda, left-hand side. Cleve out of Memphis. Coming down from the Volunteer State. Got the big motored Mopar over here on the left-hand side. Currently your number 17 qualifier. And Jacob Pitt, who finished number 10 in the world last year, at the wheel of his Dodge Stratus. Over on the right-hand side, a little 360 combination, the factory GT car. Early model body style, got the late model drag pack engine underneath the hood. Makes for some interesting combinations here in a super stock. Cleve off and running, hikes the front end up, stops the 60-foot timers with the rear tires as he carries the front end out about 100 feet. 875 at 150 miles an hour. 84 under lap for him. Jacob, 950 to $139. Jacob sits in the number 10 qualifying spot. 86 under yesterday, 84 under today. In the air, just a couple of ticks slower than what we saw yesterday in the best conditions for the super stock runners. Steve Kent comes rolling in, the 427 Super Stock B stick shift Corvette there on the left-hand side. For the runner based right here, Bill Rose, Bobby Brandon coming down from Bossier City on the right-hand side. Bobby at the wheel of his Firebird, Super J automatic, Super H automatic Firebird for Bobby. Kent working his way down track. Hustles through 907 at 144 miles an hour. Good 82 under run for him. And Brandon, 1032 at $128. Easing on down the boulevard with his Pontiac. Bobby sitting at the number 35 qualifying spot on our ladder. At this stage of the game, Joe Touton. Lloyd Walford. Walford comes rolling in. The factory Super Stock K, late model, drag pack challenge. 360 combination underneath the hood of that gorgeous Engine Zinc machine. Joe Touton out of Shriver comes rolling in. The legendary family out of Houma, Louisiana. Longtime Mopar campaigners. And a Hemi Kuda for Mr. Joe. Front end up. Didn't quite carry it out as far as Cleve did, but he got it settled back down. Tucked back in. This was on through 906. 117 miles an hour. 53 under lap for Joe. He was 114 under yesterday, so off the throttle down at the other end of the racetrack. 989 by Wofford. 108 miles an hour for your number 7 qualifier. Owen Burkett comes rolling in. The Buick there on the right-hand side. Alongside J.B. Clegg. Super Stock A Super resetting the record yesterday with this hot rod. Here on the left-hand side, the Warbird out of Mission Garage. Over Victoria, Texas way. J.B. at the wheel. Front end up, set sail for the other end of the racetrack. Super M automatic machine of Burkett. Watches that car get small in a hurry as he goes through 902 at 149 miles an hour. Working his way through the other end. Owen Burkett, 1750 on a 57 mile an hour lap as that car just wasn't a happy camper. Cruising down the boulevard, and JB's machine down at the other end. Whole lot of smoke on the top end. That car's been known to be a little smoky in the past, so we'll stop and check, make sure we don't have anything out on the racetrack itself. JB certainly hopes his weekend hasn't come to a conclusion. So we're on hold for a moment. Super Street, do need you to the lanes, please. Super Street, need you to the lanes, please. Come on, come on. Qualifying session number 3, about halfway through our Stanfield Racing Super Stock cars. Super Street coming up next, our Sportsman Motorcycle contestants vying for that number 1 qualifying bonus. Tip of the cap to Michael and Derek for sponsoring the number 1 spot, number 1 bonus for our Sportsman Motorcycle contenders. JC3 Super Comp cars will be coming up here in a little bit, and Stock Eliminator. Lots of anticipation out in the pits right now as the stockers getting ready. First round of class eliminations. Always good to see what you got in comparison to what the other guys got. Who's got the baddest hot rod? Who can maybe steal a starting line reaction time win? Charlie Kimball's 360 cubic inch with the Duster coming up next on the left-hand side, and Sid Monacaire over on the right. Sydney at the wheel, the factory GTG machine. Formerly powered by Hemi, now powered by late model Hemi. Hence the factory GT combination. It's no longer the 426 Hemi, it's a 347 combination. Sitting right now in the number 22 qualifying position is Sydney. Front end up, so Charlie. It looks like it may have unsettled him just a little bit when he came back down. Sid, meanwhile, cruising right on through, 939 at 139. 1060 at 123 miles an hour for Mr. Kimball. He motored his way down track, 64 underlap for him, 80 for Sid. Stan Holt, Chuck Bellinger down from Kentucky. Seen a lot of Division III cars make their way down this weekend, and why not? A, it's cold up north. B, it's beautiful down here. And C, and most importantly, an opportunity to get the car out, knock the cobwebs off, go racing. Bill Rose always supplies a pretty good field of race cars. Bellinger in the left lane, Stan Holt over on the right. Stan works his way through the gearbox to 1034. 128 mile an hour run, 10 at 19 at $129 for Bellinger. He cruises through the Super J automatic Firebird. Gets ready to go rolling. Super stock eliminations. Jimmy Cairo, Larry Stewart Jr. Good to see Larry back out on track. The Super F automatic. From out of Clinton, Mississippi over on the right-hand side. Classic Chevy Deuce, second generation body style. Cairo with the Mopar machine over here on the left-hand side. 789, or excuse me, 951 for Stewart. 789, boy, that would have really rocked that world out there. 951, 137 for Larry. K-Row off the throttle in the Volare, 1966, which was a very good year, but a very bad elapsed time. Greg Gaultier comes rolling in now. Greg sitting in that number 3 qualifying spot, one of our few cars at a second under their respective index. Ernie Neal. Ernie Neal, the Indiana-based runner. Neal Performance, GTG. Watch him work the gearbox on this one. 1, 2. Ooh, got a little front end shimmy there. I don't know what the right front wheel was doing, but you can see the left one. Looked like it was in the middle of a hurricane. 947 at 140 for Ernie. 912, $148 for Craig. Craig goes 112 under the index. Stays in that number 3 spot. Tightens it up a little bit towards the top. Darren Christian and Greg Stanfield come rolling in. Stanfield, of course, a known engine builder out of Bossier City. Pro stock driver, pro stock truck driver, stock driver, super stock driver. Well, let's just say the Stanfield clan. The steering wheel and the key, and they'll go racing. Darren Christian's machine, the factory super stock F hot rod over on the right-hand side. Darren's got issues. Stanfield does it. Stanfield, 978, 118 miles an hour. Just kind of easing on down the boulevard. Brandon Bakey's up alongside Jeff Miller. Bakey's on the left. Samtech.edu. Copo Camaro. Bakey's currently number 23. Had some issues yesterday. Let's see if they've got them ironed out. Miller's Super Stock F automatic. Mouse motor. Chevy Camaro over the right-hand side. Miller working his way down track. Starting line a tad quick, goes 964 to 135, 930, 142 for Bakey's. Bakey steps it up a little bit, 964 and 80 under lap for Mr. Miller. Holding him pretty much in the middle of the field. Again, Super Street, need you to the lanes, please. Super Street, need you to the lanes. If you're not here yet, come on down, because, well, it's that time. Super Street. Need you to the lanes, please. Dave Latino, the Hollingsworth and Latino. GTH Automatic, the Cobalt, over here on the left-hand side. And Paul Candies. Factory Hot Rod. Candies Family Motorsports Operation. Be off and running. Working his way towards the other end to an 8:09 lap at 143 miles an hour. 70 under for PB. David, 75 under for Latino and Hollingsworth as he goes 974 at 103 miles an hour. Slate Cummings to Bossier. Engineering. Chevy Cavalier. GTE Automatic Hot Rod up alongside Stephen Bell. Bell with the Copo Camaro. Stanfield Racing Power Plant underneath the hood. Factory Super Stock A getting tuned up for the Factory Showdown battle coming up in Gainesville in just a couple of weeks. Bell over on the right-hand side, not qualified yet. First shot down the racetrack. Or as Steve will tell you, some of us have to work on Friday. Bell dances a little bit coming off the line, goes 808 at 170 miles an hour. Good for 71 under the index, 1050 for Slate Cummings. He steps off the throttle down at the other end of the racetrack, as well Slate is known to do, because that's how Slate races. Likes to give himself a little bit of room, a little opportunity to tune, adjust accordingly. Hopefully be able to pick a spot in qualifying in the final session. Terry Emmons Super Stock F Automatic. How about a big block 69 Camaro convertible? Terry, front end up, front end down. Carries it out before he sets it down. Jimmy Hidalgo down the road. Donaldsonville, Hidalgo used cars. 974 to $122 for Jimmy. 10:02. 104 miles an hour for Terry. We'll go from Terry Emmons to Jerry Emmons, another one of the Lucas Oil fleet of race cars. Jerry over on the right-hand side. And Larry Cummings, patriarch of the Cummings clan and the Mosier Engineering race team. Larry Super Stock B Modified. Jerry's sitting there with the door open. Got the pre-stage bulb lit. Looks like we may be having a conference. Larry pulls in and stages. Larry with some problems on the starting line. Got timed out by the timing system. They're only allowed so much time. Jerry watches Slate go down track to an 8:45 at 138 miles an hour. Obviously some issues with the Lucas Oil Cavalier over there on the right-hand side as Jerry just idling down the racetrack. I'll take it back to the pits, figure out what the issue was, and get ready to go. Run mode coming up next. Now one of those unique combinations, the factory GT cars, the early model body style, the late model power plant. 396 cubic inch Copo Camaro style power plant. That means electronics, fuel injection, and all that kind of good stuff. But 396 cubic inches underneath the hood of a 1967 Camaro body. Factory GTD. Takes the real cool, old school Camaro body, takes the real cool, new school Copo power plant, marries the two of them together, says let's go racing. Currently qualified, number 25, Ron Segura. Pulls in alongside Super Stock D automatic. This time a 427 combination, but be it the old school, carbureted, big block style combination for Segura. Down the right. Ryan off and running. Working towards the other end of the racetrack. Neat race car. I like the combination. 915, 146 miles an hour for Ryan. Segura goes through 979. 136 miles per. 74 under the index for Ryan. He was 75 under yesterday. So again, the car staying consistent. FJ Acosta comes rolling in now, the late model Camaro. 97 edition body style over on the right-hand side. Understand this is a car out of the Hidalgo Race Shop down there in Donaldsonville. Acosta cruises through 10:56, 124 miles an hour on the 68 underlap. And I do believe round number 3 of qualifying for Super Stock is now in the history books. Super Street getting ready to roll out next. We're going to change things around a little bit. The format, rather than running against the individual indexes with all the different combinations, we now give the aisle drivers an opportunity to run 1090. Super Street category. Originally conceived as a entry-level class. And like all good things, it's kind of morphed from there. The object is to run 1090. The thinking behind the class is pretty much get any race car to run 1090. Got to be a full-bodied machine. Driver sits to the left of center line of the car. A lot of Camaros, a lot of Novas. James Presley, though, says, hey, you can take your Camaros and your Novas. I'm going to do it cool. About a 57 Chevrolet. 434 cubic inch bow tie combination underneath the hood, and it will run 1090s, I'm here to tell you. For our Super Street cars, for our index car, Super Street, Super Gas, Super Cop, basically a 2-foot-long racetrack with 1,318 feet in between. 1083, 128 for Presley, 1082 at 121. Billy Johnson's hot rod, the Camaro over on the right-hand side. And I say that, when the racetrack is 1,320 feet long, so 1,318 feet. Basically the 12 inches of starting line and the 12 inches of finish line down there. He, who is able to cut a light and run the number and drive the finish line stripe accordingly, or he or she will usually prevail. Here's Jimmy Denham. Jimmy was subjected to a lot of verbal abuse by some announcer type guy all day yesterday after he went 10-17 on a Super Street run. I mean, you're running for 1090 and you go 10-17. It's kind of like really, really way quick. Let's see if he's got her set up a little bit better day. How about that? Dead on the money, honey. 10.907. Jimmy Denham has redeemed himself. 1095. Christopher Presley over on the right-hand side at the wheel of his hot rod. 1095 at a $1.34. Speed for Christopher. Jimmy Denham sent me a note last night and said he's partying by himself because nobody wanted to party with him. $10.17. He was all in the mail yesterday, let me tell you. Jim Burrell out of Claude, Texas. The Burrell family. Ford aficionados. About 630 plus cubic inches of big blue oval underneath the hood of that Torino. Alan Broussard over on the right-hand side, shelling at the wheel of the Camaro. 1102 at 135 for Shallon. 1094 to $1.54 for Burrell. And we understand that Mr. Don Lauer, Summit Motorsports Equipment, Summit Racing, listening in. Good morning, Don. Glad to have you with us. You should be here. Don's sitting there saying, oh, I know I should. Chris Husers and Wendell Shelton are working their way down track now as we continue. Cut a light, run the number. See the reaction times up on the scoreboard. Triple zipple. 1087 at 142 for Chris and the Cavalier. 1090, dead on one. A little 31 thousandths package for Wendell Shelton at 156 miles an hour. Sportsman Motorcycle and JC3 Super Comp. Need you to the lanes now, please. Sportsman Motorcycle and JC3 Energy Super Comp. Super Comp needs you to lanes along with Sportsman Motorcycle. Kent Height comes wheeling in. How you like this little combination? 1973 AMC Gremlin, 401 cubic inch AMC power plant underneath the hood, street legal through the muffler, running 1090s. Goes 20 on the tree, 1096 at 132. He won the race in Noble, Oklahoma last year. That's a bad hot rod out of Copper Canyon, Texas. And the fact that it's street legal just makes it that much cooler. 1087, 142 by Glenn Knapp's hot rod alongside of him there on the Coca-Cola side of the racetrack. It's Donnie Torres and Van Johnson rolling next. Van at the wheel of the Chevelle, they're four. Donnie Torres at the wheel of the Mustang. Kind of a process of simple elimination there. Van's in one, Donnie's got to be in the other. Cut a light, run the number. A bit too quick for Donnie as the car lurched when he brought the RPMs up, was not sitting on the starting line. He will not get a time recorded this run. That's an unfortunate set of circumstances. 1091 at 150 for Vans. Big motored Chevelle, though, as he cruises down the mellow yellow lane here at New Problem Raceway. That's a pretty good pair coming out of the water box right now. This could be a final round come tomorrow afternoon. Two good cars, two good drivers. Tony Janes on the left-hand side got his beautiful big block powered Camaro. Jason Hennessy on the right, coming down from the Show Me State of Missouri. All Pontiac GTO. Tony Jones off and running. 14 on the tree. Let's see if he can hammer out a 90 down at the other end of the racetrack. Tony works through 1087 at 152 miles an hour. Tony will take that. 1083 at 150 for Jason Hennessy. That's just a tad quick. You will find that in the majority of the cases in our index categories, Super Street, Super Comp, Super Gas, drivers like to be just a tad quick. Gives them a little bit of fudge room down at the other end. Walk the throttle once or twice. Hopefully be able to adjust for the stripe. Derek Thibodeau goes cruising through. 1055 at 148. That's low ET of the session. Thibodeau cruises through way quick. 1088 at 146 for Dale Hall. Jimmy Denham's going to go over and shake Derek Thibodeau's hand and says, thank you. Jared Ross, how about a 48 Anglia? Big block combination, Sunset Performance Power Plant, 565 cubic inches. Little short wheelbase, narrow wheelbase, Anglia. And where the Anglia over the years developed a reputation as being kind of a ill-handling race car. Jared Ross has got this one set up nigh on to perfect. Jerry Spoor alongside of him, the classic early model Ford over in the left. 1089 at 147 for Spoor, 11 flat at $152 for Jared. See that Anglia go down track? Straight as a string. Told you there was lots of Camaros and lots of Chevy 2s. Here's a pair of deuces. Jamie Garrison out of Napoleonville. 72 Chevy Nova. Third generation body style sitting alongside of it, the 71 Chevy Nova. Steve Funderburg. Steven here on the left. Jamie on the right. Big blocks of pair underneath the hood. 1084 for Jamie Garrison's deuce. 1084 at 132. 1144 for Funderburg. And I do believe Steven's first run down the racetrack here this weekend. Another one of those gents who had to work for a living yesterday, didn't get to come out and join us. So he'll adjust accordingly and go from there. Jesse McKnight, Michael Hancock come rolling in next. Super Comp, needs you to the lanes, please. Super Comp, needs you to the lanes. Michael Hancock, first generation Chevy Nova. Hard to believe that GM brought those cars out in the early 60s, has economy cars, isn't it? 1075 for Hancock as he cruises through at 155 miles an hour. McKnight's Camaro in the left lane, 10,900. That is a perfect lap down the racetrack. 10.900. 129 miles an hour. The only thing that could have made it even more perfect light. He was 31 thousandths of a second on the reaction time. That ain't bad. Brandon Pollard, Will Hughes. You're over on the right side. Chevy Camaro out of Tyler. Working its way down track. Ooh, little puff of smoke on the big end here on the left side. That's not good. 1161. Brandon Pollard's Mustang. Fumigating down at the other end of the racetrack. 1103 at 139 for Will Hughes. So we're going to put Morgan Hoda, our Camaro on our wait list here. Well, we go down track and check. Anytime you see a puff of smoke coming out of the back behind one of these cars, it is not a good sign. Sometimes it's a minor issue. Sometimes it's not. Racers, don't forget, coming up in just a couple of weeks, the Tracy Winters Memorial Golf Tournament. For Draws Memorial Golf Tournament, Wednesday, March 11th, prior to the Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals down in Gainesville. Tournament being held at the Ironwood Golf Course there in Gainesville, Florida, very close to the racetrack, and tee time set for 1 p.m. Individual entry is $85 per golfer, which includes entry fee into a hole-in-one and a chip shot contest. I'll spit it out, he says professionally. Prior to March 1, there's a discounted entry fee of $80. That means you got to sign up today because March 1's tomorrow. 3 mulligans may be purchased for an additional $5 each. I'd need to invest in about 10 of them. And golfers, to assure you have the spot on the roster, the registration form should be received by tomorrow, March 1st. There is a discount for registering prior to March 1 and also a discount for registering a foursome. If openings are still available, late registration will be accepted at the golf course. Various sponsorship possibilities available for the tournament as well. Stop by and check in over at the draw booth. Talk to Miss Sarah. You can get a hold of Rosalie Noble, 217-345-6537. If you got questions, want to pick up a little sponsorship opportunity, whatever the case might be, but the Tracy Winters Memorial Golf Tournament coming up March 11th down in Gainesville prior to the NHRA Gator Nationals. And a word from the other end of the racetrack that the Ford did not leave us anything on the racing surface, and that's always a good thing. Now, I am being told that the Mustang did do a self-disassembly mode, but the diaper underneath the car did its job. Diaper's there for primary reason of keeping any oil from getting underneath the tires on the car, causing the car to lose control, putting the driver in a precarious spot. But the diaper also does a tremendous job of being able to contain parts, pieces, and lubricants, keep them off of the racing surface. So, tough break for the runner as the Mustang disassembled itself internally going down the racetrack. A lucky break for us as we got nothing on the racing surface. And as soon as we get the top end officially cleared and the okay from way down there at the other end, the Donaldsonville end of the racetrack, we will continue on. Super Street Time Trial number 3. Sportsman Motorcycle, you should be in the lanes, and Super Comp. Super Comp needs you to the lanes, please. Super Comp need you to the staging lanes, please. And Warren Evans got something he wants to share with us. What do you got, Warren?
Well, first of all, good morning, Bob. And it's great to be down here at No Problem Raceway. Appreciate everybody's patience yesterday as we finally got the live stream up and running, thanks to Mr. Bob Unkefer. Just had to find the right combination of parts and pieces and the hotspot to get connected to the outside world, so appreciate that. And on behalf of Drag Racer TV, I'd like to thank Larice Motorsports Insurance, our presenting sponsor, here for all of our live streaming coverage in Division 4, as well as a national sponsorship at all of the races that we'll be attending this year for DragRacer.tv. Holden and Ross out there in the pit area. Stop by their pit area and have a little chat with them and talk to them about coverage for your entire racing operation, both on and off the track. They can cover your race car, your rig, everything involved in your racing operation. Holden and Ross can take care of you. So be sure and stop by and see them. There's banners all around the track here. So if you're looking for ways to contact them, telephone numbers and such, it's on the banner as well. But my thanks to Holden and Ross, Larice Motorsports Insurance, for their support of live streaming here in Division 4 and across the country.
All right, top end says that we're good to go. So that means way back here on this end of the racetrack, we're ready to go. Morgan Hoda and Hayden Brown. Morgan coming to us out of Mississippi. Beautiful 69 Camaro here on the left-hand side. Hayden at the wheel of his 69 Camaro on the right-hand side. Now, there's nothing wrong with Hayden's. Morgan's just got a little splash of color there on it. The Dairy Queen machine. Young lady at the wheel, 580 plus cubic inches. Getting ready to throw down some numbers, see what they can do. And again, Super Comp, need you to lanes, please. Super Comp. To the lanes, come on down. Super Comp. To the lanes, please. Good line, Hayden Brown. 13 thousandths of a second away from perfect. Morgan catches up, goes 1090 at 149 miles an hour. 1083 by Hayden. 135 miles an hour. Big 582 combination for Morgan. Pulling that horsepower down at the other end. Big speed, 150 miles per hour. Here comes the accelerated graphics entry. Chase Huffman, your official Division 4 Lucas Oil rep. Get signed up for your Lucas Oil contingency program. Certainly invite you to stop by and talk to Chase and Dad. Over there in the pit area, the accelerated graphics trailer. Get signed up for your Lucas Oil contingency. Austin Claiborne over on the right-hand side. Out of Troop, Texas. Battle of the Camaros going down track. 1085 for Austin at 160. 1094 for Chase. He cruises through at 149, and again, 600 plus cubic inches. Big cubic inches, big speed, 160 miles an hour for the Troop Texas Camaro. Ray Dew, Brian Sandlin come rolling in next. Brian's got the Camaro over here on the left-hand side, the mellow yellow lane. Got that gray suede paint on it, if you will. And Ray Dew, the multi-time division champ, with his big block combination. Chevy Deuce over on the right, 550 cubic inch machine. Both drivers a little quick leaving the starting line. 1095 for Sandlin at 151. 1087. Buck 46 the speed for Ray Dew. Made his way down to the other end of the racetrack in the battle of the Chevy 2s. There's two more of them come rolling in. Landon Neely, Mississippi-based runner. Landon going to the finals last week over at the Division 2 Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series event. Our condolences going out to D2 director Rich Schaefer on the passing of his father this week. Hearts and prayers with you, Rich. Landon Neely off and running. Spezzick, Folsom, Louisiana, based runner here on the left-hand side. Good light for Mezek. 11-11 at 130. 13 on the tree. Just needs to crank the knobs a little bit more. Get her down to that 1090 zone. 1091 is where Landon Neely landed. 1091 at 134. That classic 66 Chevy 2 wagon. Joey Graham and Clint Castello coming in now. How about a 1954 Ford from Mr. Margaritaville? Yep, man out of Pasadena, Texas. One of the largest purveyors of margarita to rent machines in the country. Big block Chevrolet underneath the hood of that gorgeous 54 Ford pickup. He's won here before. Picked up the win here a couple of years back in that classic Ford truck. Joey Crams, another one of the Chevy 2s. Well, their 70 edition, sitting over there on the right-hand side. And again, lots of cubic inches, 600 plus. See the throttle stops kick in as they leave the starting line and then kick back out as they make the top end charge. 1091 for Joey. 149 miles an hour, 1102 for Mr. Margarita. Clint Castello goes cruising through 1102 at 136 miles an hour. Super comp drivers, I don't know where you are. Beginning to look like it's going to be a very quick and very short session when we get to you. Our Sportsman motorcycle waiting in the wings behind Super Street. Right now only see about 8, maybe 10 super comp cars over there. Or is y'all? David Boudreau. 69 Ford, again, all Ford all the time. Alongside a little Chevy truck on the right-hand side. The West 10 cruising through 1105 at 130 miles an hour. Looks like he may have been a late night arrival. 10-908, David Boudreau. How about 007 on the tree? Dead on the dial with an 8. Mr. Perfect run by 8 thousandths. Mr. Perfect light by 7 thousandths. You put the 8 and the 7 together, it's 15 thousandths of a second. He was away from perfect, or a 15 thousandths package. John Liebem on the left-hand side. Tony Fuller over there on the right. Tony, good to see Tony back behind the wheel of the Fuller family racing operation. Been a few years since we've seen Tony on track. Good to have him back. He is off and running. Your division champ, John Liebem, the Milk Wagon Machine, over here on the left-hand side. Jet finishing up his college career, goes 1089 at 153, 1075 for Tony Fuller at 147 miles an hour. So Liebem rocks his way down the racetrack. The next pair comes rolling in. It's Dennis Harrelson and Chris Harrelson. Side by side, Harrelson clan. Dennis out of Montgomery, Harrelson out of Azle, over in the Lone Star State of Texas. 1090 still up on the board. Sportsman motorcycle getting ready to come. Super Comp, be right behind them. And we'll be rolling into our Samtech EU Stock Eliminator Class Elims. Harrelson's off and running. Dennis left side. 3,000 too quick. Goes dead on 9 at 125 miles an hour. Harrelson right side. Chris at the wheel of the second generation Camaro goes 1086 at 149 after 9 thousandths of a second green light. Both drivers thumping on the tree there. This proved to be a little bit more advantageous. Doug Mr. Owens cruising down track to 1084 to 148, and Brittany DeVore at the wheel of the GMC Sonoma 1093 lap at 132 miles per. Val Arman up on the left-hand side, former division champ, runner out of Louisiana. Got more than one lap down this racetrack over the years, let me tell you. Mike Elkins on the right out of Beach City. Sounds like it should be in Florida. It's actually in Texas. 1092 for Harmon at 152 miles an hour. 1091 at 142 for Elkins. Down at the other end of the racetrack. 9 thousandths of a second. 9 10,000ths of a second. Mike Elkins got to the finish line first. Boy, those two were sizing each other up down at the other end, weren't they? But Elkins able to prevail. Again, Super Comp, need you to lanes, please. Super Comp to the lanes. We're down to our final car in Super Street. Our Sportsman Motorcycle contingent going to come out and see what they can do. Now, Sportsman Motorcycle, with the disparity, if you will, between the cubic inches of the bike's power plants, disparity in the sizes of the drivers. I'm trying to say that as politely as possible. Some drivers being lightweight and diminutive, and some being, well, not so lightweight and not so diminutive. But anyway, we qualify our Sportsman motorcycles based on reaction time. Perfect light gets you the number one spot. If we've got 3 perfect lights during qualifying runs, well, the guy or gal that does it first is your number one qualifier, so on and so forth. So the bikes are qualified based on the driver's or rider's reaction time during qualifying. We'll see them come up here in just a bit. Super Comp, right now we're looking for you to the lanes. Our bikes are ready. Need some Super Comp cars to fill things in. Otherwise, it's going to be a very quick session. And Stock Eliminator, get them ready. Stock Eliminator, class eliminations, get them ready. We're going to be knocking on your door before you know it. One last Super Street car to make its way out of the staging lanes and down the racetrack before we roll into our Sportsman motorcycle. And sound like Mr. Walker's got a fire built underneath the hood of that 69 Camaro. So our final Super Street car. Late arrival, needed to get him teched real quick in the staging lanes. And again, racers, if you have not yet been teched, we will tech you in the lanes when we call your session. We do realize that some of you had to work yesterday and you rolled in overnight. Appreciate you being here, but we will tech you in the lanes when we call your class. James Walker out of Mississippi, the Mississippi Maniac. Getting ready to rock and roll down this quarter mile here at No Problem Raceway. Well, the Mississippi Maniac has got a multitude of mechanical maladies. Warren cringing already. So we'll get James an opportunity, get it back to the pits, figure out what the mechanical malady is for the Mississippi Maniac. And subjecting Warren to verbal abuse up here in the tower. Sportsman Motorcycle going to come out, followed by Super Comp. And after Super Comp, round one, stock class eliminations. Going to step into the microphone now, Mr. Bojack Walker, and the voice here at No Problem Raceway. Let him tell you all about our qualifying session for our Sportsman Motorcycle, the time trial session for Super Comp getting ready to come up. Bojack, it's yours.
Hey, good morning, Bob. Thank you, guys. Sportsman Motorcycle, 5/10 full tree, so there's 3 bulbs on the tree, half a second in between each bulb. That's a Sportsman tree. Once the tree's activated, it takes a second and a half for the green light to come on. And like Bob was saying, we do build a ladder based off of reaction times here. Yesterday I did see some triple O's, so first one should be your number 1 qualifier. Brenda Kay's getting ready, and Dave Gotro, from River Ridge. Brenda was perfect out of the gate yesterday, number 4292. She's from Humboldt, Texas. Beautiful, beautiful sunshiny day here, South Louisiana. It's going to get in the 70s. See a lot of you guys already shedding your jackets, and if you're looking for those special event t-shirts, go see Emery and his t-shirt gang down there just the other side of the pavilion. Your color, your size, different colors, different sizes, all the way from itty-bitty, little-bitty people to huge triple X, and maybe even a couple of more X's if you need them. Go get an event t-shirt. Number 1 qualifier, Brenda Kay, has chosen the left lane. Dave Gotro over on the right-hand side. Super Comp. You guys are needed in the lanes, please. 890 cars, Super Comp. Qualifying session number 3. Lots of zeros in the reaction time departments. Brenda Kay is going to go 8.56, 150 miles per hour. Gotro 879 on his Suzuki. 879 at 153. 856 for the young lady on the left side. 879 in the right side for the young man. Ricky K is going to be up next over here on the left side. Finished number 1 in the division here. Number 41. Ricky K out of Humboldt, Texas. Takes on Dwayne Lansing from Wiley, Texas. Dwayne's currently number 5 qualifier. Goes red, there's no help there. And Ricky's going to go 8.98 out the back gate, 143 miles per hour. The right side for Dwayne, a little problem there, 14.50 at 84 miles per hour. Super comp. I'd like to say hello and welcome to all the spectators. Thank you guys for coming today. Big day, beautiful day. Patrick Roito and Brian Sanders. Sanders going to be on the right side. Patrick's in the left lane from Wichita, Kansas. Side by side. Patrick first to the stripe, 8.58, slips out the back gate at 154 miles per hour. Sanders going to lift at the top end at about 1,000 feet. He'll go 8.95, 105 miles per hour. Right side not quite green. Derek Dorey from Kingwood, Texas, takes on Robert Sanders from Cypress. Nice and straight. Will slip right on out the back gate. Right side for Derek. How about 8.69, 148 miles per hour. 0.44 reaction time. Robert Sanders going to go 0.12 on this end. Finish the run 8.85 at 145. 8.69 in the right, 8.85 in the left lane for the elapsed time. Plenty of goodies at the concession stands. If you guys want to get something to eat, lots of goodies at the concession stand. Get on down there and get you some. John Fitzpatrick, Dean LeBlanc, Romero Power Sports sponsored. 2009 Kawasaki, number 429. Fitzpatrick out of Wichita, Kansas. Number 53. Suzuki in the right side, Kawasaki in the left. Your number 2 qualifier over on the right-hand side. And not quite green there for John. He'll cross first. 8.18 out the back gate at 158. 8.18 in the right side for Fitzpatrick. Dean LeBlanc's going to go 9.11, 9.11 at 145. Let's go with the next pair. Out of Houston, Texas, Tony Davis. And the right side takes on William Keel. Williams not quite green. Tony will be first to the stripe. An 05 line goes 9.12, 9.12 at 142. William Keel 9.27, 140 miles per hour. Tension in the pits. Tension in the pits. Stock Eliminator. Class, round 1. We'll take you to the lanes now. Samtech Stock Eliminator. To the lanes, please. Class, round 1. To the lanes. Left lane 8.08. 8.08 out the back gate at 158. 0.2 reaction time. as I call stock class. Samtech stock class, round 1. To the lanes, please. Now we've got the 890 cars. The majority of them's rear engine dragsters, long wheelbase rear engine machines. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And the tree's going to change up. It's 4/10 Pro Tree. So normally these drivers, first sign of light, they let off their button. Normally located there on the steering wheel. If you look real close as a spectator, you'll be able to see that. Pull in stage, press the button there on the trans brake, lock the car down. As soon as they see the first sign of light, they'll let go of that button. The car reacts, and normally about 4/10 of a second later. William Cars and Rick Huffman's going to be your first pair. The wing dragster on the right side. From Waxahachie, Texas, number 431Q. Takes on William Cars from Lake Charles. Pumpkin colored machine. Reaction times displayed top end of the racetrack. William Cars, the better of the two. 008 out the back gate. Across the stripe at the top end. 889 with a 4. That's out the back door, 161 miles per hour. That's a nice run. Rick Huffman's going to go 887 at 181 miles per hour. Stock Eliminator class. To the lanes, please. Come on, stock, to the back of the lanes for your pairings. Michael Hedger, Jim Jones. Oh, 18, 023. 4/10 Pro Tree. .893 in the left lane for Jim Jones. First to the stripe, 182 miles per hour. Michael's going to stop the clock, 901 at 168 miles per hour. Magic number here is 890. That's the category. Patrick Millett from Laplace, 4161. That's the right-hand side of the racetrack. Driver's right takes on Shannon Brinkley from Highlands, Texas, 4766 for a competition number. 011, 023. Beautiful scoreboards. Top end of the racetrack. If you guys hadn't been here in a while, those just went up in the last couple of weeks here. They work nicely. Patrick, how about dead on the money? 890 with a 5, 168 miles per hour in the 16 thousandths package. Elvis in the house, 896 at 176 for Shannon Brinkley, 896. 890 in the right. Terry Pollard from Montgomery takes on Bad Brad Core from Crowley, Louisiana. Up, ready to go. Trees coming down. Reaction time displayed. The car's kind of moving around out there. The right side racer's looking over, wondering what Brad's doing. Brad's going to go 888s out the back gate at 176. Terry Pollard 895 at 183, using up a whole lot of the right lane. John Warren and Mike Green. John Warren from Pearland, Texas. Mike Green from Moore, Oklahoma. About an 11-hour pull. Right side rows in deep. Racer realizes his mistake, gets out before the other car gets in. Courtesy staging. One of the starters out there. Make sure you light one bulb and wait on your opponent. Get in there. There you go. Certain amount of time that the computer calculates before the tree is activated. So Mike Green's going to go 891 at 176. John Warren 888's out the back gate at 166. 002 and 035 reaction times. Seen those at the top end of the racetrack on the new scoreboards. Stock Eliminator class round 1. Stock class round 1. Don't miss the call. We'll take you to the back of the lanes for your pairings class. Rick Legault, left lane. 445 on the right side. No name for that racer. Of course, they're still putting in some of the tech cards here. For the Ghost Racer, how about 878 out the back gate, 172 miles per hour. Rico, how about 894 out the back door at 179. Guys looking inside the cockpit of these dragsters, can you see the racer, once he stages, stand on that little button there and then instantly let go when he sees the first sign of light? That's pretty cool. Chris Bureau from Claude, Texas. Steve Payton from Plantersville, Texas. Steve's going to go not quite green. Negative 003. 010 line over here for Chris. And the right lanes, 884 out the back door at 184. Steve 879 at 170. Patrick Callahan, same color as money, got the green rear engine dragster, 4902 from Laplace. Young Lenny DeRoche here from down the bayou. Just past cutoff is, or just this side of cutoff is a little town called La Rose. .892 for Lenny, 108 miles per hour. Patrick's going to go 892, 157 miles per hour. Chuck Prejean, Austin Williams, fixing to do the 890 dance. Chuck's going to be on the left side, 4431. Had the great opportunity to meet him yesterday down at Mr. Don's camp. Austin Williams from Waxahachie, Texas, over on the right-hand side. Finished number 2 in the category last year. Austin's going to go 877, 185 miles per hour. Not quite green. It was pink. Negative 001 or 399 reaction time. Chuck Prejean, 009. Goes 890 with a 0. Perfect run over here on the left side for Prejean. And a 9,000s package. 890 with a 0. 009 out of the gate. So that'll be a confidence builder for Prejean. 890 with a 0. Here comes John Long Jr. from Red Oak, Texas. And Lonnie Thibodeau, that's a 32 Bantam open wheel roadster. Little small block. 8:09 reaction time. Will go 9:07 for Lonnie, 142 miles per hour. John Long Jr., how about 8:96, 173 miles per hour. He's 0:14 out of the gate. Stock Eliminator class, don't miss the call. Pairing you at the back of the lanes. See them all lining up back there behind the grandstands. Keisha Moline and Gordon Frazier. Gordon's got a good run. It's 0:05 out of the gate. That close will come to the 890. He'll go 887 with a 3, 171 miles per hour. Young Keisha 892, 174 miles per hour. Not quite green. Negative 008. What is that? Maybe about a 6 or an 8 mile per hour crosswind. Coming from right to left. Dan the Man Foley, McKinney, Texas, 2015 rear engine machine, takes on Coy Collier, 2007 wing dragster, number 4251 from Benton, Louisiana. Pre-staged, courtesy staged. Dan's going to go in first. Everybody's in, trees coming down. Not quite green for Dan. 0:31 reaction time for Collier, 892, 178 out the back gate. Dan's red line will go 893 at 183. It's just a time trial session. So yeah, if you're going to get a red line, that's when you'd want to do it. Here comes Paul Kimball and David Dale. David's going to be over here on the left side. Clute, Texas, number 435E. Takes on 412, competition number for Paul Kimball. David didn't like the way it feels, so he's going to pull off to the side in case that machine is leaking. Thank you, racer. Paul Kimball goes 883, 169 miles per hour, never looks back, an 023 reaction time. David, they'll come get you. We appreciate you pulling over. He thinks that he may have broke something and just trying to be courteous to the racers behind him. Pulls off to the side, going to wait, make sure there's nothing wrong with that machine. I don't see anything, but that's experience. And the other racers appreciate it. In other words, if there is something leaking on the racetrack or from the car, of course, we've got a short cleanup, but I don't see anything. He was 056 in the reaction time department, and he didn't like his 60 foot, I'm sure. You know what, David? We appreciate that. The racer said that he was pulling over because he didn't think that he was dry for some reason. Didn't want to make a mess. So hats off to you there. Actually, that did happen yesterday. Started here at the starting line, went all the way down to the last turnoff, and it was a lengthy cleanup. Of course, when you're drag racing, you got to get all the slick stuff off the racetrack, so that took a while. So once again, hats off to you, David Dale. Steve Collier will be up next against Robert Cool. Robert Cool in the left lane from Laplace, 2003 year model Cameron race car. Steve Collier, 2006, I believe that's a Spitzer from Benton, Louisiana, number 4934. Pre-staged. Lots of zeros in the reaction time department for each lane. 006 for Collier. Going to get there, and that wing Dragster goes 891, 183 miles per hour. Robert Cool, 894 out the back door. 894, 172 miles per hour. He's 010 out of the gate. Levatino from Laplace. Jake Levatino, 4148. Takes on Nicholas Brenner from Covington. It's a brand new 2019 Bridge machine over on the right-hand side. Left lane 2002. Looks over 20 years old. Can you tell the difference? 009, 001. Nice and straight right out the back gate. Brenner's going to go 882 at 182. Levatino goes 880, 175 miles per hour. About 7 inches separated the two at the top end of the racetrack. Cole Cummings, Michael Bailey from Midlothian. Cummings in the Mosier Dragster from Hammond, 2011 Phantom. .001 for Cummings off the throttle stop. Going to cross the finish line, 183 miles per hour. He goes 883, left lane, dead on the 890 with a 4 out the back door at 165 for Michael Bailey. 890 with a 4 at 165. 883 in the right, 890 in the left. John Brenner, Ponchatoula, takes on Chase Murray from Orange, Texas. Chase is going to be in the right side Coca-Cola lane. Once again, hello and welcome. If you're just now getting here, you hadn't missed a lot. Get you a good seat there in the grandstands, the Martha Garrison covered grandstands. Will be sponsored by Don Garrison and Garrison Construction. Thanks so much, Big Don, for all you do here at No Problem Raceway. Chase Murray, 896, 174 miles per hour. John Brenner, 896 at 176. 021 and 015 reaction times. Everybody's 896 crossing together. 5 inches separated them at the top end. That's how close racing is at No Problem Raceway in the super category of Super Comp. James Repka, Michael Holcomb. Holcomb, 2011 year model wing dragster. James Repka, 2018 year model. That's over on the right-hand side. Replica, not quite green. Negative 004. A little early on this end. Goes 898 out the back gate at 176. Left lane for Michael Holcomb, 888s. Out the back gate at 178. It's 005 reaction time. Larice Insurance is going to sponsor Ross Larice. We call him Baby Larice, number 4360 in the right side from Raceland, Louisiana, taking on Chase Huffman from Waxahachie. Chase in the left lane. 04 Mullis chassis, 583 cubic inch, big block, Chevy powered. And I'm thinking that's a Pro-Charge machine. I'm sorry. Ross's top dragster is a Pro-Charge. 12 13 reaction times. Huffman goes 889 with a 3 at 170. Ross Larice 888s out the back gate, 189 miles per hour. 012 and 013. Jesse Bloomberg from Cypress, Texas, in the left lane. 05 Boss chassis takes on Holden Larice from down the bayou. 2015 Wing Dragster. There you go. Get in there. Timer starts when the third bulb's lit. 2:05 reaction times. Left lane 889 with a 9. One stinking thou is what Holden's going to say. Well, until next round, 189 miles per hour. Tessie's going to go 884. Out the back door, 183 miles per hour. Vernon Rowland from Blanchard, Oklahoma. Over here on the tower side. 2013 Munden chassis with a 565 cubic inch big block bow tie. Takes on Hey Hey Nay Nay, Trinae Crisoni from down the bayou. The Wing Dragster's 2005 year model. Out of the junior car, this was his first big car. Doing it several years now. How about 878 out the back gate, 184 miles per hour. Had a little mishap yesterday. Looks like they've got all that straightened out. No problems today. 003 out of the gate for Hey Hey Nay Nay, Vernon Rowland. Not quite green. We'll call it pink. He's 001 out of the gate. Tony Pollard over here on the left side. Tony Fuller, I'm sorry. And Tony's going to get to go by himself. There's an odd number, and NHRA says we can't run them 3 abreast, so this is a single run. 04 reaction time goes 883, 174 miles per hour. Getting ready to run class in the stock category. This ought to be pretty good. This is just like eliminations. They're running for little trophies.
Little Wallies.
The little Wallies. So they'll be running hard here.
Bragging rights.
For bragging rights and all the little pieces that go on the mantle. So I'm excited for this. Turn the microphone over to Bob because he knows all about these stock eliminator, and he'll tell us about the how class works.
Stock Eliminator class eliminations, bragging rights. Who's the baddest? Who's the best? Who's got the most horsepower rolling out of the combination? Going to start off with an H stock automatic machine. Dipsy Pendarvis as the official buy run. And he will move on. Semifinals as we will whittle our field of 5 cars down to 3. Dipsy will cruise on through, taking things easy down at the other end of the racetrack. Speedy Pete's Sammy Lesko rolling in. Horsepower to weight. It's the combinations. That's why you see the different cars out there and the different makes. Horsepower to weight is the equalizing factor, if you will. Stock class eliminations. Running for a Wally. Claiming bragging rights. Sammy Lesko. Speedy Pete's on the right. Sammy's got the quicker of the two. Qualified a little bit stronger. Gonna cruise on through an 11:30 lap at 113 miles an hour. So Sammy will move to the semifinals of H Stock Automatic. He'll be back to run Dipsy Pendarvis. G Stock Automatic class coming up next. 6 cars in the cat class of G. Charlie Brubaker and Michael Bolris. 350 cubic inch Corvette, 340 cubic inch Duster. Horsepower to weight, remember. Ton of light. Run the better number down at the other end of the racetrack. Sometimes you run the slower number, but because of the better light, you can squeeze out a win. This time it's going to be Bolris getting the win. Goes through 11:09 at 118, 11:14 by Brubaker's. Bolris goes cruising through it at 90 under pace. Keeping things smooth and simple. Moving on to the semifinals. In G Stock Automatic. B Stock Automatic, they're coming up next. Sammy Pizzolato's big block of Corvette. Jack Larson, big motored Ford, 428 Mustang, 427 Corvette, gonna go to Sammy. Former Stock Eliminator World Champion. Lives right down the road in Houma. Gets the win. Moves on. In B Stock Automatic competition. He'll be back for the semifinals, coming up a little bit later. L Stock Automatic, the category now. 3 cars in the field. So this is part of the semifinals. Benny Kimberly taking on Pat Courts. Courts Firebird over the right-hand side. Back down the road at New Iberia. Benny coming out of Springfield. Who's got the better of the two? Who has not showed their hand? Who's going to go to the final round? L Stock Automatic competition, it's going to be Patrick. 96 under the index, goes cruising through 1173 at 110, 1197, 107 by Benny Kimberly. So Pat Courts moves on. He will be in the finals of L Stock Automatic. A Stock Automatic, big cubic inches, big horsepower, lightweight cars. FJ Acosta left side, Sammy Puchel right lane. Watch the car on the right side. He's going to be reaching for the sky, and that is 80-year-old Sammy Puchel at the wheel. High front end hikes up, headed for the other end of the racetrack. Sammy pushing. FJ trying to steal it on the starting line. Did he grab enough? No. 10-18 at 114 miles an hour. Puchel gets the win. 10:50 at 109. Acosta knew he was at a bit of a disadvantage. Tried to push Puchel at the other end, but Sam had nothing to do with it. Says, I'll take the win. He moves on. B Stock Automatic now. Bryce Grenier, the 94 Camaro on the right-hand side. Bobby Brannon out of Bossier City, the late model, 2015. V-Stock automatic, Stanfield prepped, Chevrolet Camaro on the left-hand side. Bobby looking to see if he can take another class Wally. Just a little bit on the starting line. Bryce trying to steal it as Bobby Brannon got enough to overcome that beautiful start by Bryce Grenier at the other end. The answer is no. 10:21 beats a 10:13. And Bryce Grenier gets the win, steals it down at the other end of the racetrack by virtue of the better reaction time. In-stock automatic comes rolling in now. Wayne Larson's Pontiac Grand Am over on the right-hand side, 400 cubic inch combination. And the 64 Mercury Wagon, 289 cubic inch combination. Driven by Jacob Wilson here this weekend, and a red line start, left to starting line too quick by 25 thousandths of a second. Larson's going to take his in-stock automatic machine to move on. Running through 12:23 at 108 miles an hour. Jacob's day comes to an end in class eliminations. He'll be back tomorrow when we roll into the overall stock eliminator field. Logan Galbraith out of Indiana. Young man, just fixing to graduate, moving up. Got a couple of Wallies sitting at home on the mantle, right alongside Dad's Wallies. Started the year off last year up in Columbus, Ohio with a win, stock eliminator action. Going to the finals here at in-stock automatic racing with 1195, 109 mile an hour lap, and Logan gets to stay and play one more round. Moving on, next pair, already rolling up. The Pontiac Firebird, left-hand side, Wes Neely, Mississippi-based runner, taking on Parker DeVore, runner out of Blanchard, Oklahoma. 1980, 360 cubic inch Plymouth Volare. Comes complete with rich Corinthian leather. You have to be old to know who Ricardo Montalban is to understand that comment. Some of you out there get it. Neely, though, going to try and put Parker on the trailer. Tree comes down, they are off and running. A little bit better out of the gate. May not bode well for Parker because Neely, down at the other end, crosses the finish line stripe, going 11:61 at 89 miles an hour. 12:14 by Parker. He was a little tardy leaving. Neely moves on. One more round in the I-Stock automatic category. Young Damian Acosta comes rolling in now. F-Stock automatic taking on Bill Basham's 66 Chevy 2. Two-door post. Wheels up, launch, both up. A little bit better out of the gate, one up. See if the other one's got enough to overcome down at the other end of the racetrack. We've already seen one upset this session. Damian gets the win, runs 1090 at 119. Taking out Basham's 11 flat at 116. Young Damian, 11 thousandths of a second reaction time. And 11 thousandths of a second away from perfect down at the other end of the racetrack. Jane Braswell getting ready to take on the country dog. Jimmy Hidalgo out of Hidalgo Used Cars down the road in Donaldsonville. Taking on Lady Jane. Miss Braswell out of Santo, Texas. Well, good hot rods, a couple of very seasoned drivers going at it right now. They've both been down many a drag strip, many a 1,320 feet of competition. The wind light's going to go to the dog, though. 11 flat at 112, takes out the 11:01 at $1.19 for Jane. Good race down at the other end of the racetrack, nice and tight. Jane made dog work for it. And here we go into the combo category. A little V6 powered, V-Stock automatic, machine of Ronnie Charnes, Ellis Booth with the 4-cylinder powered LDYT, little darn yellow truck. Well, he uses another word for D, but well, you get the idea. Boone goes red by 37 thousandths of a second. Charms will move on. Goes 14 up 46. Good 103 under the index lap at 88 miles per hour. Stick shift combo now. You've got the 340, 4-speed machine. Tim Ames out of League City, Texas. You got the classic 1967 302 4-speed Z28 Camaro John Duzak. And Johnny lights the red bulb. 6 thousandths of a second. Too quick out of the gate by Duzak. Tim Ames. See the red lights on the scoreboard down there already, significant of the fact that Tim's your winner. Johnny goes red. 1063 to $122. Ames says, I'm going to save my horsepower, save my motor. Just kind of coast on down to the other end of the racetrack. You have Teuton comes rolling in. We saw Joe a little bit earlier. It's the Teuton clan out of Houma, Louisiana. Long time. Family of Mopar racers here in Division 4 competition. Jeff, your number one qualifier for the entire comp eliminator field in the C-Stock automatic. Dodge Challenger over on the right-hand side. Jeffrey at the wheel. Teuton's already been down in the low 10s. Those 1041 here at 97 miles an hour, stepping off at the other end of the racetrack. Still 98 under the index for Jeff, and didn't keep the foot on the accelerometer all the way to the other end of the racetrack. So Teuton will be back. Rochelle Tibbert, young lady out of Lewisburg, Kansas. Formerly out of Canada. Works for the people that make them big green and yellow tractors. Rochelle off and running. Dale Hultquist off and running. The K-Stock automatic 305 Malibu. Rochelle out in front. Here comes Dale though, the big block 396 Camaro at the other end of the racetrack. It's going to be T-Bear getting the win. 11:53 at 111 under the index. Hultquist goes 10:58 at $123. The combo class, those cars that do not have another car in their specific class, group together in the combo class, send them down the racetrack, and crown a combo champion as well. Here's Sammy Laporte, L-Stock automatic machine. He'll be back for the finals in L-Stock automatic, as Laporte will take on Courts in the finals. Double A stock automatic rolling in. Take a look at the car in the water box, will you? Beautiful machine. And Sammy Laporte cruises through 11:69 at 112 miles an hour on his bye run. And into the finals L-Stock automatic competition. Another bye run getting ready to come up next for the gentleman out of the great state of Maine. Yep, that's like all the way up there on the East Coast, knocking on that Canadian border. Bojack says where they got them big crawfish. Double A stock automatic. Big block 69 Camaro hustling its way down track. Scott Gove works his way through. How about a 970 lap at 135 miles an hour, 99 under the index. Scotty's had that machine hustling all weekend long. And he'll go into the finals of Double A stock automatic. There's 3 cars in the class. By virtue of his being the quickest of the 3, he gets the bye. Now comes Jacob Pitt and Will Hale. Jacob at the wheel of the borrowed 77 Volare this weekend. Taking on Hale. We roll back into H-Stock automatic action. 305 combination. Camaro, the 360 Volare. You say, wait a minute. He's got more cubic inches. That's not fair. Yeah, well, the Volare weighs just a skosh more than the lighter weight Camaro. So it all balances out. Red light start, though, for Will Hale. Win for Jacob Pitt as he goes cruising through. 11:05 at a $1.18. 109 under the index for him. Hale a second under the index as well. But after the red light start, that was all for naught as he goes 11:12 at 118. 69 Camaro of Scotty Richardson. The AA stock automatic entry out of the Lucas Oil Emmons Racing Camp. Up alongside Justin Hutto. Hutto, the young man, out of Houston. Big block Corvette down the right-hand side. Scotty Richardson on the left, the name legendary with Sportsman Racing and NHRA competition. This time around, it's going to be Hutto turning it loose with the NGK sponsored Corvette. 983 at 134, 1027 for Mr. Richardson. Giving it a run down to the other end as Jimmy Hidalgo comes rolling in now. Another one of our stock automatic machines. Jimmy on the bye run. Your reigning division champ, your multi-time division champ. Pontiac GTO on the left-hand side. Body style made by General Motors of Australia, called Holden down under. Brought them up here and made Pontiac GTOs out of them for a couple of years. Beautiful cars, but never caught on with the public here in the United States. 1080 and a $1.23 for Hidalgo as he goes cruising down. Here's Laura K. Levatino and Jerry Doty, another pair of 305 Camaros. Back into I stock automatic. First one to the finish line, winner, winner, chicken dinner. See which one gets to move on. Doty, light turned green, and he was off and running. Laura K giving it a valiant effort, but going to come up short. Doty goes through 11:26, 111 miles an hour, and 11:85 from his Levatino at 110 miles an hour. Just not quite enough. So Doty will get the win. Move on as we roll in the 96 Chevrolet Caprice. Somebody call a taxi? J-Stock automatic machine. Eric Compolito, Salem, Ohio based runner. Another J-Stock automatic alongside of him. Kent Laporte's ride comes rolling in now. Laporte, the Pontiac, the Chevrolet Camaro over on the right hand side. And again, first one to the finish line, winner. Kent Laporte having to put a rear end in the car last night. That'll always make you go, did we get everything finished? Did we get everything tight? Did we put the lube back in the rear end case? Lots of questions going through your head. Kent Laporte goes, I'll take it. 11:21, 116 miles an hour. Billy Dyer's factory stock K entry as we roll into the late model factory hot rods. The Cobra Jet on the right hand side. James Carter on the left. The Copo on the left hand side. Factory stock B machine. 396 Camaro huffing and puffing top end, not gonna get you. 1062 at $1.60. $928 at 143. Carter gave it a run, but Dyer just able to outmuscle down at the other end of the racetrack. It takes the Mustang one more round. Comes the G-Stock automatic pairing. Brandon Bakey's and Vern Buchanan. Vern with the 351 powered 73 Mustang Grand Coupe. Brandon Bakey's with 455 cubic inches of Dr. Oldsmobile out of the School of Automotive Machinists, Samtech EDU. Hot rod over there on the right-hand side. Oldsmobile wheels up, wheels down. Bryn Buchanan, 77 years young out there, trying to whoop it on that young whippersnapper, and he gets it done. 1098 at 109. 11-12 at $1.17. Bakey's Oldsmobile really coming on the top end, just ran out of racetrack. So we go to A-Stock Automatic now. Talk about classic old school muscle cars. Here's a pair. Big block Camaro. Jerry Emmons at the wheel. 426 Hemi Challenger. Woody Gary at the wheel. The Lucas Oil Machine. The Hemi powered Challenger. That is a beautiful Challenger out there, let me tell you. Wheels up launch for the Lucas Oil Machine of Jerry Evans. Is that going to cost him down on the other end? Has he got enough to get back around Woody Gary? The answer would be negatory. 993, 132. Woody Gary turns it loose. 1046. Emmons saw he just wasn't going to get there. Let off the throttle at 92 miles an hour. And an A-Stock Automatic competition, the Lucas Oil Machine. Day is now complete. Here comes our next pair. The big block Camaro on the left-hand side. Taking on the Mosier Engineering Corvette right lane. Britt Cummings right side. The Mosier Engineering A-Stock Automatic Corvette. Connor Statler driving for Bobby Brandon. Big block Camaro. Wheels up launch for Connor. Red light launch by 6 thousandths of a second, though, goes along with it. Too quick out of the gate. And Britt Cummings going to be your winner. 1037 at 108 miles per. Down at the other end of the racetrack. Connor's day comes up just a bit short. Slate Cummings up next. Another one of the Mosier Engineering fleet of race cars. Slate at the wheel of his C5 Corvette. The LS power plant underneath the hood. The 99 Camaro. Willie Coleman pulls in alongside. He too using that LS power plant. 346 cubic inch, fuel injected, computer tuned, factory hot rod over there on the right hand side. Which factory hot rod's been hot rodded the most? Fixing to find out. Red line start, Willie Coleman, this one's done. Slate's gonna get the win. He'll dance around one more time with B-Stock Automatic trim. How about a 1018 to 129? Coleman knew he was down just a little bit on power to Slate's machine. Gave it a shot at the tree. Goes 1036 at 128 miles an hour. Just not enough to hang in there. C-Stock Automatic competition now. David Levatino. A little bit more weight in his C5 Corvette. Taking on young Heather Park. Young lady out of Rosenberg, Texas. 428 combination, 1967 Shelby. For samtech.edu. Slick sunglasses. Heather on the right-hand side. Turns it green. So does Levatino. Out of the gate they go. The 428 Shelby got enough for that Corvette. Ours are going to be C5 at the other end. Going to be C5, 1035. Latino and Hollingsworth machine gets the win. 1035 at 127. 1049 by Heather. Gave it a run. 124 miles an hour. Just didn't have quite enough for the Corvette down at the other end of the racetrack. Is Gary Emmons and Paul Candies. Come rolling in now. The factory hot rod. Combos. Factory stock D. Candy's Family Motorsports car on the left-hand side, and Gary's Lucas Oil. Cobra Jet on the right side, the F Factory Stock A entry. Supercharged 302 combination. For Emmons there on the right-hand side. Longtime Chevrolet campaigners. Switch it over to the Factory Stock Cobra Jet. They've got a couple of them now. See what Gary can do here with PB. Candy's left side, Emmons right side. Couple of names very familiar in racing here in the southern part of the country. Two good families. Emmons, problems off the line. Let's see if the Mustangs got enough. Can the Cobra Jet catch the Challenger top end? No. 965 and 138. Emmons 907. 131 miles an hour. Car just not responding off the starting line the way it normally does. And for that, Candies able to prevail. Pick up the win down at the other end of the racetrack with that always hard charging Candies Family Motorsports entry. Here's young Charles Ford taking on Keith Bakey's now. C-Stock automatic pair. Back to side-by-side competition. Charles right side, Charles left side, Bakey's right side. Working their way down track, looks like gonna be Ford for the win. Yes, indeed, 1054 to 125 miles an hour, 1064. At about 24 for Bakey's. Comes up just a little bit short down at the other end of the racetrack. So Ford will get the win. We'll be back around. How about a 4-cylinder, 4-speed Pinto wagon? 1640. Down there on the other end of the racetrack, the index. Sheila Holt, 327, 4-speed, 66 Chevy 2, 1150. 5-second handicap start was going to go to Ellis, but he went too quick by 15 thousandths of a second. So Ellis lights the red bulb back here on this end. Sheila May gets the win automatically, and she's going to cruise through with an easy 1050 lap at 118 miles an hour. So Sheila will be back around in her D-stick 327 Nova. Couple of gentlemen who weren't with us yesterday to qualify for Class of Limbs, but are here today getting their qualifying runs in for Stock Eliminator action come tomorrow. Stephen Bell, factory stock AA entry over here on the left-hand side, and Austin Williams, former world champ, number 5 in the world last year. Marlowe Motorsports, Waxahachie, Texas base, 340 Duster right side. He's getting a lap down the racetrack, something to tune and adjust with. For Stephen Bell, getting ready for the factory showdown battle coming up in Gainesville in a couple of weeks. He goes 839 at 147 miles an hour. Austin to 1084 at 121 is Super Gas, I do believe. Getting ready to roll back around the corner. We're going to roll it back over to Bojack. Top Sportsman, Top Dragster, and Cop Eliminator. Get them ready. We're going to be calling you here shortly. Top Dragster, Cop Eliminator, and Top Sportsman. Get them ready. But right now, it's all about Bojack and Super Gas.
Super Gas, Super Gas. That's the magic number of 990. And Mr. Starter says, let me look at the starting line, please, before we run out there with the first pair. Great opportunity. Visit the concession stands, hamburgers, hot dogs, nitrous oxide nachos. Tell them a pile of jalapenos on. Get you one of those event T-shirts over there with Emery and his group. I believe that's his brother over there selling the event T-shirts, different colors, different sizes. Just past the pavilion, past the grandstand. So you spectators, hello and welcome. Make it a memorable event by purchasing a T-shirt. They're on sale. Tell them I sent you over there. Once again, my goodness, what a beautiful, sunshiny day here at No Problem Raceway. First race of the season here for the division. Starts off right here in Belrose. Thank you guys for coming. And if you happen to have a birthday today, you'll get one every 4 years. So cherish your presents if you get any. Right? We leaping this year. That's pretty cool. What's all that about? It does something with the time and the sun and the moon and all the little weird things that happen. Got any spectators over there, first-time visitors? Raise your hand. In the grandstands, first-time visitor. I got one way up there sitting in the shade. Yeah, you know what? There's quite a few up there. There's about 4 that's gathered around a cooler. Is that y'all? Yeah, he said, yeah, that's us. Listen, thank you guys for coming. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Try to be to the point where we can explain some of these categories, what's going on. Got our quick bracket classes coming up. That's the top dragster and top sportsman. Can't run quicker than the 6:10 elapsed time. That is a cool little class. Congratulations to the #1 qualifier. And my friend, little young Darian, MKD Racing in the top sportsman category, went 6:22 yesterday. And a tip of the hat to Mom and Dad, Super Mario and Karen, for putting that youngster, he's about 20 years old, driving in the top dragster category and in the top sportsman category. Big-time winner back in the day when he was in that junior car, and he has just really been successful ever since they've got into these big cars. Hometown racetrack right here at No Problem Raceway. It's good to see MKD Racing doing what they do best with those Bill Doucette motors and just making a good showing here in the division. Some beautiful race cars out there for you spectators. Get out and get to walking around and look at some of the paint and some of the combinations of the real pretty chrome engines. Big block Chevrolets. Some of them go as high as 800 plus cubic inches. Just super neat categories coming up. Also, a little bit later on, they've got the top alcohol dragsters, top alcohol funny cars, just around the corner. So, you guys still got time. If you're in line there at the concession stand, you got time to get your hamburger and get your good seat in the grandstands. Haven't quite called them to the lanes, but a lot of stuff going up. Be going on throughout the day. If you can't hardly hear what's going on, how about the radio station 89.5? If you got your earbuds, you want to hear what's going on in the top of the timing tower throughout the day, 89.5 FM radio station. We can try to keep you guys informed of all the upcoming special events here at No Problem Raceway. We do a bi-weekly bracket racing series. If you'd like to come and participate or spectate, let me encourage you to do that. Get familiar with what we do. The racetrack has been here, gosh, probably 12, 13 years now. I think the first 7 or 8 years it was Division 4's track of the year. And still growing nicely, thanks to Stefan and Melissa and the No Problem staff here. Spectators waving their hands over there. They want everybody to see them. They see maybe the neighbors trying to, did they see you? He said, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Jolie Mitchell is going to be up next from Bossier City. Jerry Pollard from Alvin, Texas, 1965 year model. Mustang, 512 cubic inch of Ford power plant. Takes on 515 cubic inch, 1979 year model. This is a little Chevy Malibu. 2017 D4 Rising Star Award for the 23-year-old in the left lane. So it's Ford against Chevrolet here for the first pair in the 990 category. Once again, a 410s Pro Tree. So not a lot of delay here. We'll watch for the racers to let go of the button there on the steering wheel. And the car should instantly move. Ready, set, here we go. 03 reaction times in each lane, side by side, looking at each other. 6:58 apiece at the 8th mile. They'll go 991 and 989. Jolie, 989, first to the stripe at 149. 991 for Jerry Pollard, 150 miles per hour. Jerry Pollard. Jesse Pollard and Terry Pollard. Terry's going to be in the left lane, 2008 Don Davis, left-handed wide-body Chevrolet. Call it a Corvette. Takes on the 1970 year model. A little Ford Maverick, 557 cubic inch big block blue oval. Off the throttle stop, trying to run the magic number of 990. Chevrolet's going to go 991 at 171. Ford's going to go 991 at 147. Both of them 991. Jesse wasn't quite ready once he staged. Maybe he's a little tardy because of the restaging process. Mark Buing and William Cars going to be up next. William Cars, Mark Buing, 021, 024 reaction times. The 34 Roadster with the Mopar power plant is going to go 950 on the 990, about 4 tenths too quick. at 153 miles per hour. Mark Ewing got a slow one there top end, 1270, 79 miles per hour. Maybe he's still under his own power. Austin Hickey from Ponchatoula on the right side. That's a cool looking little roadster. It's a 1957 year model Corvette. Takes on Lyle Schreiner from McAllister, Oklahoma. Schreiner in the F-body Chevrolet is an 81 year model. Lyle's going to go 986, 148 miles per hour. Austin Hickey 991 at 161. Clean and green on this end is both of them. 01 and 03 reaction times. Van Arnold's going to be up next from Houston, Texas. 63 Chevy Corvette left-handed roadster. Going to take on Gary Mitchell from Ennis, Texas. 77 Pinto small block Chevy bow tie engine. Ford Pinto out in front. 011 reaction times. We'll go 993 at 140 miles per hour. Van Arnold says 005 out of the gate. Let me see if I can get to the stripe first. How about 981, 177 miles per hour. 981, it's too quick on the 990 category. Roger Warren and John Wright. Roger Warren from Jacksonville, East Texas-based Corvette's a 63 model. John Wright, 2001 F-body Chevy Camaro. John's pre-staged. Here comes Roger. Light one bulb, wait on your opponent. Courtesy stage. Here comes Roger. Here comes Roger. There's Roger. John says, I'll go in first. You can follow. Here comes Roger. You're in. Green lights come on. Off the throttle stop. Every other cylinder there for about 2.5 seconds. Roger Warren, 987, 164 miles per hour. For John Wright, 991, 164 miles per hour. Attention in the pits. Top Dragster to the lanes, please. Top Dragster to the lanes. Your third qualifying session. It is a qualifying session. Top Dragster to the lanes. Negative 014 goes 989 at 169. Alan Savage, Mahia, Texas. John Salter from Hockley, Texas. John Salter in the Pontiac. It's a Grand Am 2002 year model. Alan Savage, 1963 year model. Left-handed Corvette Roadster. .582 and 615 cubic inch big block bow ties. 013 for Savage. He'll stop the clock 990 with a 7. 990 with a 7. 20 thousandths package there for Alan Savage, Mahia. Texas-based Corvette, 166 miles per hour. John Salter, he's going to go 987 at 177. Val Harmon's going to be up next against Clint Parker. Looks like Clint found him one of those fuel cell caps. Clint Parker from Gilmer, Texas, right there around Dallas. Val Harmon. That 1969 year model left-handed roadster. You have Bart Dufresne teamed up and got a nice little ride. Val's going to go 988 out the back gate, 174 miles per hour. For Clint Parker, it's 992, 163 miles per hour. 174 miles per hour for Val Harmon. Get a chance to get out there and look at that machine. That's a cool looking little race car. Val's had it for a couple of years and having a lot of fun with it. Won multiple events. And kind of looking around, looking for, making sure the racetrack is nice and clean. As Joe Harper and Jeff Franklin wait patiently. Want to get a good look at the top end there. So far, so good. Nobody's off the little quads and having mops and little sandbags in their pockets, so that's a good sign. It's a 1969 AMX with a big block Chevy. Don Brubaker helped sponsor Jeff Franklin from Saginaw, Texas. 69 AMX. AMX made the little Javelin. This is a smaller version. Little sports car back in the day. American Motors made. Joe Harper in the left lane, 98 Dodge Avenger, 528 cubic inch. Big block Mopar for the 70-year-old youngster in the left side. So far, so good. Top end. Starter says, let me just kind of look around. Spectators enjoying the super gas category. Did you look close? Can you see the guys let off the brake? Little magic button there on the steering wheel. It's always cool to watch. Watch them close whenever we get into these quick bracket classes, some of these sportsman trees, and you'll see a delay of over a second. Car doesn't move, it'll sit there. After the racer has let go of the button, he's getting ready to hang on. The car takes off by itself. A couple of neat classes in the top dragster. Those guys and gals have been called. Top dragster to the lanes. For a qualifying session, please. Qualifying session number 3, top dragster. Jeff Franklin, Joe Harper. Pre-stage, Jeff's going to go in first. Joe says, I'll take my time, make sure all my buttons are on. Ready, set, here we go. Not quite green in the right side. Actually not quite green in the left lane either, but can only have one red line. Jeff Franklin's going to go 987, too quick on both ends, 145 miles per hour for the little AMX machine. Joe Harper, 994 out the back door, 166 miles per hour. Justin Allen from Mansfield, Texas. Mark DeBerry, 1965-year model Ford Mustang, big block, Ford powered. The Don Davis left-handed roadster, Justin Allen, 582 cubic inch. Division 4 Rookie of the Year back in the day. Runner-up in Pomona. A farmer, a rancher, and a race car driver, Justin Allen. Ready, set, here we go. About 300 feet from Justin Dowling before he comes off the throttle stop there. He's going to go 10:03 at 167 miles per hour. Mr. DeBerry, 985, 148 miles per hour. Jim Repka from Wiley, Texas, going to take on Jim Cap here. Jim Repka and Jim Cap, left-handed roadsters, Corvettes a pair, wide-body Chevrolets, a 1963 year model on the right side, 2010 year model in the left lane. Red light starting the right side for Mr. Repka. He'll finish 984 at 169 miles per hour. Jim Cap, multi-event winner, goes 993, 179 miles per hour. Mike Peavy up next. Isn't that a beautiful machine? 63 Corvette with a big block bow tie takes on Shannon Brinkley, 2002 Corvette from Highlands, Texas. 03 and 04 reaction times. Off the throttle stops together, they'll go 988 out the back gate for Mike Peavy, 988 at 164 miles per hour. Shannon Brinkley, 992, 165 miles per hour. Steve Collier, 72 Vega, the big block, takes on John Long Jr. from Red Oak, Texas, 1976 Chevette. Little bitty square bodied machine. Somebody made a race car. Don't weigh much. So stick it in the 990 category. We'll call it Super Gas. John Long Jr. says, watch me. $988 for John Long Jr., too quick on both ends, negative 013. Steve Collier, 022, goes 990 with a 123 thousandths as that package for the Manpower machine. Coy Collier is going to be up next from Benton, Louisiana. 68 Camaro. Going to take on Chris Harrelson from Azle, Texas. 63 Corvette. Also big block, Chevy powered, 598 cubic inch. For the 39-year-old, Azle, Texas. Manpower machine, 005 out of the gate. Chris is going to go 014 out in front, trying to take the stripe first. He'll go 977, too quick at 169 miles per hour. Coy Collier, 988 out the back gate, 175 miles per hour. Still running some time trials here. Put a call out for Scoggin Dickey Race Shop top dragster to the lanes. And it's qualifying session number three. Those guys and gals are in the lanes. Eddie McDowell from Waco, Texas takes on Vernon Rowland here from Blanchard, Oklahoma. O's Cutlass Calais is an 85-year model. Eddie McDowell, 63 Corvette Roadster, left-handed Roadster. Ran a top alcohol funny car in 2002 through 2005. Eddie McDowell did. And now he's in the 990 category of Super Gas. He'll go 990 with a 5. Look, I got a pair of them. Vernon Rowland 990 with a 5. An 020 light. First to the stripe against an 026 light. Margin of victory at the top end, 6 thousandths. 20 light against a 26 light. Both of them 990 with a 5. 6 thousandths difference. Margin of victory gets down to inches whenever they get like that. Cole Cummings from Hammond, Louisiana. 66 Chevy 2 with a big block. 26-year-old student. And just, if he's not a professional drag racer, it won't be long and he will be. An 011 reaction time for Cummings. He'll go 995, 158 miles per hour, and it's going to round out the category. We'll go into our next category, which should be top dragster. Those guys and gals should be there. So this was a quick bracket class that I was talking about. What they're trying to do is get the numbers from point A to point B and learn where they need to dial the car. With all the weather conditions, of course, yesterday we were running below sea level. Today, I'm thinking that it's going to be above. We'll get with Bob here in a little bit, see what the altitude is as far as density altitude.
I'll tell you right now.
He said he's going to look it up for us. Let's see how good the air is. But yesterday was a couple of sessions. We were below sea level, and I think there was one time there about 3:30, 4 o'clock when the sun was at its peak. We may have got 266 feet above sea level as we speak. Beautiful, beautiful, perfect weather here in South Louisiana. 266 feet above.
Racers, when it is time for your next race trailer, built the way you want without compromise, look no further than Vintage Trailers. Troy Stone and the entire Vintage team has been in the custom race car trailer business for over 27 years, and for over 22 years racing alongside you using the products they build and sell. Vintage Trailers can put you in exactly the right equipment, whether it's with living quarters, bath facilities, traditional rig, or a stacker, with over 24 designs in-house or built to your specifications. No matter what the need for you, your team, or your entire race operation, Vintage Trailers has what you need. Just look for the slime green rig at the next race to see the quality, vintage manufactured custom stacker, or check them out on the web at vintagetrailers.com. Vintage Trailers, quality by design.
Lucas Oil proudly continues their support of sportsman racers in 2020 as a major NHRA contingency sponsor by awarding contingency payments on both their racing oils and transmission and differential gear oils at all NHRA National and Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series events. Lucas Oil has made signing up for both contingency programs simple and easy. Visit a Lucas Oil representative at the track and purchase $100 in oil or $75 worth of transmission or differential gear oil per race car. Put that ride in the winner's circle at an NHRA national event and receive $300 to win and $100 runner-up. Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series winners receive $100 and $50 for runner-up. Better yet, sign up for both programs, make the final, and double your Lucas Oil contingency winnings. It's a win-win program from Lucas Oil, and program eligibility continues for 1 year from date of sign-up. New for 2020, Lucas Oil will have a representative at every Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series divisional and regional event all across the country, plus all 24 NHRA national events. Stop by the KJR Motorsports display on the Midway at NHRA national events to sign up with Kip or Cowboy, or look for the following companies at NHRA Drag Racing Series events. In Divisions 1 and 2, visit Jeff Kondratik of JKR Inc. In Division 3, sign up with Basil Race Fuels. Division 4, stop by and see Rick and Chase Huffman of Accelerated Graphics. In Division 5, visit Mike Hinch. Division 6, go to L&F Race Products. And in Division 7, see Les Figueroa of Fig Speed. Thanks for your support of Lucas Oil, and best of luck this season. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
If you're a new car dealership principal, service manager, or parts manager Turn to the source dealers trust, Service Department Solutions. With over 40 years of industry experience, the SDS team will help you improve your processes and increase your profits. They will work with you to improve sales and service processes, training, and customer retention rates, and help you work with your manufacturer to secure increases in parts and labor reimbursements that you're entitled to. In some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars left on the table. Service Department Solutions helps dealerships nationwide, and they can help you too. No upfront fees, no hassles, and no risk. Call them today at 412-651-2356 or visit them online at servicedepartmentsolutions.com. Service Department Solutions, the source dealers trust.
Mosier Engineering has been racing across 4 decades with 3 generations, and we are proud to be an official NHRA sponsor here today. Everything we make, from our rear ends, axles, suspension, and even our brakes, are made with one goal in mind: so you can finish first. We offer standard 2-day turnaround on custom axles, housings, and center sections. Visit us on the web at mosierengineering.com or call and talk to our knowledgeable and friendly technicians. Remember, whether you are a weekend enthusiast or a serious racer, Mosier Engineering has the highest quality made in the USA products for all of your extreme street and racing applications. Finish first with Mosier Engineering.
And we want to welcome a new sponsor to our DragRacer.tv coverage, introducing Weldon High Performance Pumps, Regulators, and Filters. Introducing their new 16,000 series with 250 gallons per hour, supporting up to 2,000 horsepower, and 420 gallons per hour, supporting up to 3,000 horsepower. You can get all the information you need. Weldon High Performance Pumps, Regulators, and Filters at WeldonRacing.com. Little track prep, little scrape as the cars do their burnouts and leave the starting line. We build up a little bit of rubber on the starting line and to keep the track itself and the starting line from getting, let's see, what's a good word we can use here? Squiggly. Yeah, that's a good word. We take some of the excess off, put a little fresh skim coat of rubber back down to firm everything up on the starting line. I haven't had to do it we didn't have to do it yesterday during the day with the air temperature being what it is, but the old sun beating down on the racetrack and the air temperature coming up a little bit, we have to do a little bit more in the way of starting line maintenance, keep everybody safe, secure, and firmly planted as they leave the starting line. It's a little track scrape going on. Appreciate your bearing with us. And do want to remind everybody that right now, for your fun, frivolity, and enjoyment, the Red Line Sports Bar, first floor of the tower here, is open for biz. You're certainly invited to make your way on over to the Red Line Sports Bar. Come on in and sit down and have a cold one or two and enjoy the racing activities here at No Problem Raceway. The opening race for the 2020 Lucas Oil Drag Racing season here in Division 4 competition. We'll start off here this weekend. We'll be over at Houston Raceway Park, Baytown, Texas, just a few weeks. A couple weeks after that, we will make our way into the Dallas area for a doubleheader event. We'll run one event on Thursday and Friday, run a second event on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have somewhere in the neighborhood of 550, 600 cars at that event. Certainly invite you to come on over to Houston or Dallas if you'd like to continue watching some great Lucas Oil Championship drag racing. A little bit of time off after Dallas. We'll end up in Tulsa in, I do believe, June. Noble, Oklahoma in October. We've got a race scheduled in San Antonio, Texas as well. So the series and the competition going to be wandering all over the Lone Star State and the Sooner State and here in Louisiana. So we work to crown our 2020 champions. We had the championship banquet just right after the first of the year over at Le Berge Casino in Lake Charles. Certainly tip of the cap to everybody at Le Berge for They're making us feel very, very welcome for our 2019 Champions Banquet. But starting this weekend, it is all about the 2020 season and chasing the 2020 championship points. So we'll be hard fought and hard pressed and hard in action all year long, working our way to crown some champs and do it all again at the banquet coming up next winter. But that's a long ways away. Got a whole lot of racing to go on between now and then. And this weekend is just the perfect start to all of that fun and frivolity. Top Dragster making their way into the lanes. Our competition eliminator field will be coming in behind them. Top Sportsman after that. We'll move into round number 2 of stock class eliminations following our Top Sportsman fields. Then we're going to get loud and strong as Top Alcohol Dragster and Top Alcohol Funny Car will be out for the first of their 2 qualifying sessions today. We had one last evening, but I got to tell you, I do believe conditions are going to be about as prime as they can get here today for qualifying. We've got a great field of cars from all over the country, Southern California to New Jersey, Florida to the West Coast. I'm here to tell you, we've got cars from a little bit of everywhere. Got our Winter Nationals champ and Funny Car Action, Alcohol Funny Car Action here with us, making a stop on his way back home to Florida after cleaning the clocks and beating up on everybody over at Pomona for the Winter Nationals. Got our reigning Top Alcohol Dragster champion, cleaning the clocks and beating all comers last season. Miss Megan Meyer and Top Alcohol Dragster and Aaron Rochon and Top Alcohol Funny Car. Just a couple of the cars on the grounds here this weekend. I'm seeing some numbers we put down last night. Seeing some of these short numbers they were able to get as they were making their first attempt at the racetrack. I think it's only going to bode extremely well for the numbers and the performance you're going to see here coming up in just a little bit. Right now, finish up on our track maintenance, and we'll get our Top Dragster drivers suited up and ready to go. Comp Eliminator, Top Sportsman, get them ready. We're going to be calling on you here shortly. And Stockers, if you're still alive for round number 2 of class eliminations, doorbell's going to be ringing at your place in just a little bit as well. Oh, we got the lane scrape, got a little spray going down, and what you see there is basically a box blade behind the tractor, but in between the box blade and the racing surface. Got some old slick carcasses, the remnants, if you will, some old drag racing slicks. Now we've got the scraping done, put a little fresh skim coat of rubber down to smooth everything out. You can already hear the cars coming to life as we are ready to rumble. Qualifying session number 3 for our top dragster field. If you're new to the sport of drag racing, top dragster is the quickest form of bracket racing on the NHRA Lucas Oil drag racing circuit. You cannot run quicker than a 6.10. If you run a 6.0 something, you get your hand slapped, and we send a note home to mom and dad and tell them you got to serve an hour's detention. The flip side of it is, if you run anything down in the 5-second zone, that's a oops, thanks for coming, we'll see you next race. And it's all done in the interest of safety and keeping things safe and secure for all of our gunners. So if you see a number come up on either one of the scoreboards down there that reads begins with a 5, that's not a good thing. You see a number that says 6.100, well, that's about as good as you can get. Our top dragster category coming at us now, Steve McDermott, Tony Luley coming out. Cop Eliminator needs you to the lanes now, please. Competition Eliminator needs you to the staging lanes, please. And for those of you flying at 30,000 feet, watching our DragRacer.tv coverage, glad to have you on board as well. We know Miss Sarah is airborne, headed back from California to the Midwest, watching in, and I got a feeling that she's not the only one flying the friendly skies overhead, dialing us up on the internet service on board the airplane. Steve McDermott, right now, out of Crowley, Texas. Hot rod over here on the left-hand side. Young son Steve Jr. helping out with an tuning capabilities as well. And Tony Luley up on the right-hand side. Your number 5 qualifier, McDermott. Sits over here on the left lane. Comes down, a flash of green, and away they go. How about a 6.100? It don't get no better. 6.100 at 231 miles an hour. And I don't care who does what or runs where. They did it first. Steve is your number 1 qualifier and going to stay there. For Tony Luley, good run down the racetrack. Absolutely the best seat in the house to watch what is basically a perfect run in top dragster competition. 6:55 for Tony. 206 miles an hour as he made his way down the racetrack. The Cop Eliminator needs you to the lanes, please. Cop Eliminator to the lanes. Anybody out there has a Power Glide tail shaft housing and a bushing, got a racer in need. Power Glide tail shaft housing and bushing. Does Darian Bosch, Jim Thorpe come up? How about Jim Thorpe's hot rod? How about Darian Bosch's hot rod? Both of these cars super quick going down the race. And either one of these guys slide into that number 2 spot. I think we can. 6.101. by Jim Thorpe. You're seeing some great runs. 2 pairs down track. 618 at 229 by Darian Bosch. Nitro Joe sitting at home doing his stats going, wow, how can we do this? Steve McDermott goes 6.100. Jim Thorpe goes 6.101 to slide into the number 2 spot. Crazy good. Crazy good. Wow. Well, we saw Darian go down track, his run. Now here comes Dan Mario. Darian, by the way, 618 at 229. And he had a great seat to watch Jim Thorpe go to number 2. Right now, Dan, Mario Bosch, up alongside Bill Howard. Howard over on the right-hand side. Out of lock. Can I get a 6.102? I was trying. 617, 230 miles an hour. Wow. 680 at 207 miles an hour for Howard over on the right-hand side. Crazy numbers coming up. Absolutely, though, this is what you love to see. Again, anybody out there has a Power Glide tail shaft and a bushing, got a racer in need, come see me in the tower, send me a text message, run up a smoke signal, whatever the case might be. Let me know you got one. Got a racer in need of a Power Glide tail shaft and bushing. If you got one, you'd certainly be helping out a great young racer. Robert Cool and J.R. Baxter come rolling in next. Cool over on the right-hand side, the Laplace-based runner. JR out of Waxahachie, Texas over here on the left-hand side. JR's been known to throw down some numbers, but there's close to a 610 sitting in his car. Of course, with these conditions being what they are, it's just prime time to run numbers. So a lot of guys sitting up north probably salivating at the fact that they wish they could be here. Watching in on dragracer.tv. Glad to have everybody. Whoa, Gould's got problems. Something breaking, I would say, the rear end there. 622 at 194 for JR as he motors through. Yeah, it looks like Robert Cool may have lost a little bit of air inside that left rear tire. Hard to tell. You can see the car. It looks like it has just a bit of a list to it down there next to the wall. Certainly appreciate Robert doing what we ask each and every one of our drivers to do. If you think that there is a problem with your car and it might be putting a substance down on our racing surface, please bring it to a stop out of the groove and up next to the wall. It's much easier to clean up a puddle than it is a trail. So for Robert Cool, tough break there. Car came off the line and basically went immediately right. Great job of driving by Robert, realizing that something in these very, very quick machines just not happy. Cool able to keep it under control, keep it upright, and get it out of the groove and next to the wall. A great job of driving by Robert, and certainly all of his competitors appreciate the fact that he was able to get it out of the groove. Now, the word comes that there's nothing being leaked on our racing surface. Something just breaking in the drive line there. I would say probably an axle. It looked like from here the tire may have been down a little bit. They're telling me it's up. But something in that drive line wasn't happy. About the time he got about 5 feet off the starting line, Robert knew something wasn't right. JR cruises on through, 622 at 194 miles an hour. So we'll be on pause here for a moment. In our top dragster category, in our top sportsman category, you're allowed one power adder. Be it a supercharger sitting up on top, a Pro Charger hanging off the side or in front, a Vortex supercharger, ramming air into the intake. Turbochargers allowed, nitrous oxide allowed. We've got a little bit of everything in different combinations. You've got guys that swear by one and think the other guys are crazy, and it's all in your personal preference. JR takes his hot rod through at 195 miles an hour in the 6:22 lap. Robert Kuhl getting a little assist. They're headed for the other end of the racetrack. Hopefully they'll be able to get it repaired and ready. If not for next qualifying session and the final qualifier for our top dragster field, we'll be able to get it ready for round 1 of eliminations come tomorrow. And again, a reminder for everybody, the Red Line Sports Bar underneath our announcing deck and race control. First floor of the tower here, the Red Line Sports Bar is open. Got some cool ones for you downstairs. For a different type of adult beverage, they've pretty much got anything and everything you could possibly think of, want, or concoct available for you downstairs in the Red Line Sports Bar. Certainly invite you to swing on by. Of course, the concession stand's open. Get yourself some nitrous oxide nachos, hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers. And don't forget the event T-shirts available for you as well, just down a little bit from the concession stand. So be sure to pick up yourself something hot to eat, something cold to drink, and a little souvenir of your day here at No Problem Raceway. This Kuhl's hot rod makes the bend on the top end of the racetrack. We should be getting the all clear. Ready to fire our next pair, Rusty Baxter and Mark Jones. Getting ready to fire them up and send them down the racetrack. Rusty Baxter out of Texas, the Lone Star runner over here on the left-hand side. Got the Pro Charger hanging off the side of that big block Chevrolet combination. And Mark Jones, right down the road in Marrero, former division champion, former top 10er in the country, gave the national championship a chase not that long ago. Came up just a round or two short of being able to put the big number 1 on the side of that Louisiana-based machine. Wife Kelly standing alongside, keeping an eye on hubby, getting ready to go down track. He's got the blower supercharger sitting up on top of their big block Chevrolet combination. Picture chassis car for Jones, racecraft chassis machine for Baxter. 6:19 for Mark, 226 miles an hour. How about Rusty Baxter, a 6:13 lap, 209 miles an hour as he sneaks his way down the left-hand side of the racetrack on a very good run, 6.13. He was 10,000ths of a second away from a perfect reaction time, and he's in comparison to Mark Jones because Mark was perfect. Triple zipple, 0-0-0 on the reaction timer. Can't get any better. Corey Arnaud comes rolling in now, the Eunice-based runner here on the left-hand side. Comes at the wheel of his Ford powered entry for those of you that are aficionados of the Blue Oval clan. And Paul Luley out of Harahan. Chevrolet powered entry up on the right-hand side. So Ford versus Chevrolet. And a pair of dragsters here in round number 3 of qualifying for our top dragster field. Our node left side, Luley right. Another perfect reaction time. Luley goes triple zipple and runs 620 at 220 miles an hour. A little puff of smoke out of our nodes Ford down at the other end. 647, 202 miles an hour. We'll put everything on hold here for just a moment. Looked like it may have all been header smoke and being dissipated into the air, but we always err on the side of caution and safety. We'll send Rusty down to check the top end of the racetrack, make sure we don't have any substances down there up on our racing surface that could cause things to be slickery or slick, however you want to put it. And the word comes from the other end of the racetrack, way down there in the turnaround area, that Corey's machine did spit out a little bit of substance. In fact, it was on the headers and caught a little bit of fire down there. They got it extinguished and taken care of. And Rusty's checking out the top end of his racetrack, making sure everything's good and safe for our next pair to make their way down. Mike Weaver and Bob Henry getting ready to roll up, roll out, and roll at us. The Air Gas Energy hot rod out of Owasso, Oklahoma over on the right-hand side. Always a tough customer to pull into the lanes against. Mike Weaver's machine, likewise. Highlands, Texas-based runner here in the left lane. Waiting on the all clear and get everybody in position way down there in the shutdown area before we fire up the next pair and get ready to send them. Comp Eliminator do need you to the lanes, please. Competition Eliminator need you to the staging lanes, please. Yeah, while we've got a quiet moment, getting everybody back in place, want to send out a special. Glad to have you on board listening in this weekend. To High Gear Harem, Ryan Harem, listening in out in, I don't know if he's still in Arizona or if he's made his way back home yet, but I know High Gear listening in. DragRacer.tv had an incident at the NHRA national event in Phoenix just a week ago. Able to get surgery done, everything stabilized in high gear. So good to hear you back and hanging in there with us. Now, just keep it in low gear for a while. Let the nurses tell you what to do. Them doctors don't know a whole heck of a lot. The nurses know what to do, though. They'll keep you going in the right direction, and they'll let you know when you can put her back in high gear. Ryan Harem, listening in, watching in on dragracer.tv. Glad to have Ryan and everybody else. Especially glad to have Ryan listening in, though. Good to see everything working out for you, bud. Alrighty, everybody's back in their places with bright, smiley faces. Except for maybe Corey. He's got some work to do on his race car. Right now, it's all about Mike Weaver and Bob Henry. Like we said, Henry out of Owasso, Oklahoma, a small town just on the northern outskirts of Tulsa, if you will. Good old hot rod over there. Spitzer chassis car for Robert. T&T chassis machine for Mr. Weaver here in the left lane. I did misspeak earlier. I said 6.100. McDermott would be number one. It can be taken away from him. All you got to do is run a better speed. So that's not a locked-in deal, but I got to tell you, 6.100, the ability to run that down. Ooh, 6.094. Henry misses by 6 thousandths of a second. 661, 209 for Mike Weaver. Bob Henry was already sitting in the middle of the pack in the number 16 qualifying position. The 609 is not going to do anything other than give him a little bit of numbers to work with, tune with, and adjust with. Yesterday, the drivers showed up for the opening round, and I got to tell you, as good as the race, as the weather was, as good as the track was, everybody was a little trepidatious, if you will. Didn't want to really throw everything they had at it. Today, they've had a couple of runs from yesterday to learn some numbers with, or learn some information from, and gather the numbers from. It's Bob Button and Chris Vermond. Down Louisiana, Button Transportation, hustling through 618, 222 miles an hour. Vermond out of base St. Louis, Mississippi. Chris, 214 miles an hour. Kayla Gardner comes rolling in now, the young lady out of Tucson, Arizona. Making her way across the country, part of the Button Transportation race team. The young lady at the wheel of a whole lot of horsepower. And that Spitzer chassis car, David Strain out of Kenner, Louisiana. Over on the right-hand side, Strain Racing. See the blower hat, top of both of these big motored combinations. Strain right side. The Arizona runner, Kayla Gardner, here in the left. .609.6. Saw a 609 with a Ford, too quick by 0.06 of a second. That one's too quick by 0.04 of a second. 717. There on the right-hand side, as it appears that our Arizona runner went just a little long down at the other end. Stuck the nose of that new Spitzer chassis machine into the beach down there at the other end of the racetrack. If you don't scrub off enough speed and aren't able to make the bend off of the racetrack, the beach is there to help bring your car to a stop. We call it the beach. It is a pit that is full of gravel or sand, as the case might be, and designed to reach up and grab a hold of an errant race car. After cruising through at 230 miles an hour, Kayla gave it a pretty good ride and got down to the other end of the racetrack and just didn't feel quite comfortable enough to make the bend and stuck just the nose of the car into the beach, we're being told over the radio. So we'll give us a pause for the cause here for just a moment or two, and we will get things ready to continue on. Here in just a moment is Frank Young and Chase Bullock. We'll await their opportunity to go down the racetrack. The big blower car, Frank, out of Winters, California. Another one of the Button Transportation cars. And Chase Bullock out of Baytown, Texas. Going to be over near Chase's home base here in just a few short weeks over at Houston Raceway Park for stop number 2 on the 2020 season. Kayla's car already out of the beach, pushed over and around the corner, ready to fire the next pair. Frank Young and Chase Bullock going to get the official signal from the starter. Fire them up, boys and girls, and let's get back at it. Frank Young's car used the big blowers sitting up on top. Chase Bullock got that bottle of laughing gas strapped on. Back of the race car, feeding a little nitrous oxide to it. Going down the racetrack. You see a couple of puffs of smoke as the stages of nitrous kick in, going down the racetrack for Chase's car there on the right-hand side. Frank being careful to back up. Frank. Pop the blower left side. Chase Bullock goes through 646, 209 miles an hour. Pop the burst panel on it. Burst panel on the back of the manifold underneath the blower, allowing any excess pressure an opportunity to vacate the engine rather than banging the blower and busting up a lot of parts and pieces. Burst panel is a panel held in place by a series of screws and a bracket. When it releases, it saves the engine and the engine builder a whole lot of work. And a whole lot of money. Big Rare Morrison combination coming up next. Michael Kyle. Another Spitzer chassis machine. 550 plus cubic inches with a Pro Charger hanging off the side of it. Michael Kyle there on the right-hand side. Larice Motorsports Insurance. Boss man Ross. Or co-boss man Ross. Getting ready to see if he can throw down a 610. Take that #1 spot. Going to be a tough order, let me tell you. Ross Larice, though, right down the road in Raceland, Louisiana. Always a tough competitor. Sitting on the left-hand side, number 12 qualifier. Understand they're shooting for a low. 6.133 for Larice. For Michael Kyle, 606. The good news is he didn't go too quick. The bad news is he went too quick enough. 606, a little bit below that 610 standard. So that run will go down to the bottom of the qualifying sheet. Aaron Stanfield and Holden Larice come in next. The Larice Motorsports Insurance boss man, Holden. Of course, the Larice family been in the maritime insurance business for a number of years. Now they're into the race car insurance game as well. Holden handling that side of the operation. Insure your race rig, going down the road, sitting in a parking lot, going down the racetrack. Whatever you need, they can get you squared away with and get you taken care of. Top sportsman to the lanes. Holden jumping out of the gate, hustling through. 690 Rolling the beams is what he did. Looks like a rear wheel start. 699, 231 miles an hour. Over on the right hand side at 223 miles per. Yeah, it looks like Holden rolling the beams. Actually tripped the starting line with the rear tires. You can tell that by looking at the short numbers. 191 60-foot time compared to Aaron Stanfield's one flat 60-foot time. So, yeah, definitely some numbers askew there. Stanfield, though, 620 at 223 miles per. So that's looking pretty good. Michael Bourne and Justin Frost roll it in next. Bourne over here on the left side. Frost out of Texas there on the right side. Justin's got problems. JC3 Energy Machine. 690 at 179. Michael Bourne's got problems. So we're going to check the left lane, make sure we don't have any substances. And meanwhile, Justin Frost and the JC3 Energy Machine going to cruise on down the road. 808 lap for him. Either one of those drivers seeing the numbers come up on the scoreboard or on their time slip that they were expecting when they pulled up here for this session. Top Sportsman needs you to the lanes, please. Scoggadicky Performance Center. Top Sportsman needs you to the lanes now. Comp Eliminator, if you're not there yet, you should be in the lanes. But Top Sportsman, we need you to the lanes now as well. Top Sportsman, to the staging lanes, please.